Hi there, this is DM Steve. I just wanted to be upfront about the video you're about to watch. This video is approximately 3 hours of pure character creation. Now, for us as players, we're really big on the 5e rule set, but for Pathfinder 2nd edition, we're brand new. So this is the first time we're making characters in this system. That means there's a lot of rules looking up, a lot of cross-referencing, a lot of talk, trying to collectively figure out and help each other through the process. So, if sitting through 3 hours of character creation with a bunch of noobs is not your thing, it's probably best just to go ahead and skip this video in our series. Starting next week, we will be playing through the Abomination Vault's adventure path, starting with the Ruins of Gauntlight, and we're really excited for that. So maybe you just want to see some gameplay and how that works. Come back next week, enjoy that video series, and go on that journey with us together. Now, if maybe you're new to Pathfinder like us, maybe you're just interested in seeing what it goes into making a character. Maybe you're thinking about making a character, but you're a little overwhelmed. Maybe you just really enjoy seeing behind the scenes and seeing why the players made the choices they did for their characters. If so, come with us on this journey. It is fun, and by the end, we will have a fully fleshed out adventuring party ready to take on this adventure path. Either way, we are excited for you. Thank you for your support, joining us on this adventure path, and make a comment down below. Let us know what you think about the choices, any suggestions, anything maybe we missed. It's entirely possible we messed something up. So, either way, this is DM Steve saying thanks for supporting our channel, and we'll see you as we continue our journey. Thank you.
This is not the end, she says. She's drenched in blood.
Hello out there. Welcome to Abomination Vault or Ruins of Gauntlight. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's our new campaign. Say hi, everyone. I can't refer to you as the Atari 2600s.
Hi.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone, indeed. So this is a fun night for us because if any of you had followed our previous stream, we're all pretty proficient veteran 5th edition players who combined has put thousands of hours into 5th edition. I have the Roll20 statistics to back that up almost single-handedly. And yeah, I'm at like 600 something hours, but now a lot of those hours are Pathfinder, so it gets a little muddied. However, we tried the beginner's box out. We used pre-generated characters. We ran through the module that was given to us, and we had a lot of fun. So much fun that we've decided to give it a go and do full-on campaign. And Paizo releases something that they call Adventure Pass. And as opposed to Wizards of the Coast, which we're used to, which drops a huge hardcover book that comes out like once or twice a year, and then you sit down and play that like levels 1 through 15, and it's like a huge like sort of commitment. Paizo does these Adventure Paths where they release kind of more bite-sized chunks of content like on a monthly basis. And so we are trying to get in on the ground floor because next week is the launch of the new adventure path called the Abomination Vaults, and the first part of that is called the Ruins of Gauntlight. So tonight's episode is we're not planning to play, although if there is so much time at the end that we want to do something, I have something small prepped. But tonight's goal is for us as 5th edition players to wrap our heads around making Pathfinder characters for the first time. I'm really excited. I don't know about you guys.
I am too.
Same here. I'm over here like just quick reading through everything.
Yeah, like, oh crap, I gotta skim my class.
Exactly.
We've had our hands on the player's handbook. We had a pretty decent sized donation from one of our viewers that was really into our Pathfinder game, and that was the Drow Sword, aka Kalinga the Alien, or Kalen the Alien. There's a lot of different names that he went under, but he donated us enough money that I went ahead and bought the Advanced Player's Guide on Roll20 as well. So now we have a plethora of character options almost an overwhelming amount, I would say. Do you guys feel overwhelmed by the choices at your fingertips?
A little bit.
Maybe not.
I'm hungry for more.
Well, you want more. Well, there's still a bunch of content we haven't purchased out there. I think it's funny because I know at least out of your 4 characters, I kind of talked to you guys a little bit about what you were planning. 2 of you, I believe, were leaning towards one of these advanced classes. I don't know if the classes are really advanced or not, but they came out in the advanced player's guide. So my inclination is to say they're a more advanced class. I don't know if that's true though. Maybe they're just new. We played 5th edition for how many years before we got a new class? It was like 5 years before they printed a new class. And Pathfinder's like, no, here, just have, 4 new classes or something like that. So, before we jump into that, because we do need to get going on making characters and making all these choices, and I will, I'll guide you guys through. I'll hold your hand and we can help each other stumble through this. Today was a very important day. A very big event going on today. I don't know how many of you guys are even aware of it. I assume everyone should be aware of this, but today marks a very important day in American history, which is Jordan's birthday. Jordan, happy birthday,
Jordan's
buddy.
Birthday.
Yay.
Jordan.
Yeah. I mean, how old are you now? 14?
I think I'm 47. Hold on, let me check.
Oh, nice.
No, 36.
This is your midlife crisis?
Yeah, it's always been. And I figured instead of buying a Ferrari or moving to Florida, I would just start playing Pathfinder.
Well, the cost is about the same to purchase all the content.
Right? Yeah, it is. So I had to flip a coin and it just landed on Pathfinder.
You didn't roll a dice? I think that would be more appropriate.
It was my D&D dice, the one I always use.
Got it. But yeah, happy birthday, Jordan. I hope that you have a good year to come. I mean, you got a good birthday present today, in my opinion.
Yeah. Things are moving in the right direction. So I hope they keep going that way.
Yep. But I didn't actually have a chance to watch the news or anything today, so I think this is just the biggest headline of the day. Yeah,
it's the only thing that really happened. So I'm glad we could all get together and celebrate it by making new characters.
Sweet. So in case you guys don't know who we are, I am DM Steve, although it's probably more appropriate to be GM Steve. I'm still figuring that out. And I am running this Pathfinder adventure path, and I'm excited. We're going to be playing Wednesday nights from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific time. We're all centrally located in Southern California, so yeah, that's true. We actually are. For this game, we're all local. We could all meet in person and play when COVID gives us a break. Okay, why don't we have everyone else? Let's start with Jordan. Jordan, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jordan. I play too much D&D, and now I'm going to play just the right amount of Pathfinder. And hopefully we lay a good foundation here tonight going forward, and we have a fun delve into Abomination.
Very cool. Let's follow that up with Nina.
Hello, I'm Nina. I am currently procrastinating and reading through everything. I'm sorry, I'm distracted.
No, it's fine.
I'm looking forward to playing this game, honestly. I am inclined to maybe bring back my buff lady, but with a couple of changes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Might see the return of Valerie.
Yeah, but with a couple of changes.
Well, yeah, of course, with a couple changes. Okay. Brianna?
Hi, I'm Brianna. I'm not sure what to say other than welcome, and I am not particularly sure what I'm doing for my ancestry, but I'm intrigued by the alchemist class, so I'm definitely going to be looking into that today.
I think as a 5th edition player, looking at the classes and seeing something like an alchemist stands out as being so different. So I gravitated towards wanting to make one of those classes too.
Yeah.
It just sounds cool. I don't know much about alchemists. Is the problem. All right, and Rick.
Yo, Rick. I'm gonna be playing the human bard, Hellarmony. Should be a great time. Looking forward to it.
Hal is also streaming the player view for this. I'm assuming you're streaming tonight too.
Yep.
Yeah. There's not much of a difference between the player view and the DM view tonight, at least, but you can follow along on Rick's stream. That's Hallowed RPG.
Yes, sir. I had to change it from D&D because, Pathfinder.
We're expanding into like new territory. So maybe I should rename him to GM Steve instead of DM Steve. We'll see. But when we run the actual adventure path, if you don't like being spoiled, if you don't want to see behind the scenes some of the secret stuff that you might not want to see, feel free to tune in to Rick's view on that. All right, I think that about does our intros. You guys ready to jump in and make characters?
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I like that energy,
sir.
Nina. So, I added a bunch of stuff in Roll20 from the compendium, and I put it under the the references section, but I don't know if it automatically defaults to you guys being able to see them. So can any of you guys see the references folder with stuff under it or no?
No, just characters and myself, and then
Okay.
the area of effect templates.
Perfect. So I'm going to go through and share. So that's a good thing for me to learn, which is anything that's added from the compendium isn't automatically shown, which makes sense, I suppose. In case you want to drag something secret. But I dragged a bunch of rules that I thought would be good references for you guys as we play through this. Like, what are the actions you can take and have it handy in Roll20, or like, what are the steps to character creation, et cetera, et cetera. What are the different weapon traits? But if there's anything you guys come across in like the rule book and you're like, I wish I had this handy, let me know and I'll drag and drop it and add it to the campaign here. Okay. I got these 4 tokens at the bottom are just placeholders. Although, Brianna, if you want to play an alchemist, this token here in the beginning, that could be you.
Which one? Oh, I see.
Oh my god.
That's just the face of sheer chaos. I love it.
Yeah.
That's an actual picture of me at work.
I hadn't thought about that, but it's not
That's
far off.
amazing.
So I'm just going to delete these tokens. I'm going to leave this one here because I think that might be yours, Brianna. But you guys all have access to your character sheets, correct? So make sure you guys can open those and see the stats there. Unfortunately, within Roll20, even though they've been promising since 2019 that they're working on the Charactermancer and all the automated character building, they've yet to quite get around to it. Character sheets, not half bad. It's a pretty advanced system, so the character sheets are decently structured. It's just I wish there was more of a guided character builder. And I think I take D&D Beyond for granted when we play D&D because it makes it really easy to make characters, right? So go ahead and open your character sheet, and I'm going to walk us through Pathfinder's character creation guide. So if you don't know anything about Pathfinder or D&D or role-playing games or TTRPGs, we're probably going to be going a little bit too fast-paced for you. I would suggest stopping here or taking some time to go watch, like, what is Pathfinder? What is D&D? But since we're coming from a collective shared sort of knowledge between the systems, we all know, like, the 6 ability score system. We know what strength and dexterity and constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma generally are. So we're not going to spend some time here going over it. As far as I can tell, everything lines up pretty much in sync with like D&D. My favorite way to describe the 6 things is like the tomato metaphor, which I'm sure everyone's heard to death. Right? You guys have all heard the tomato metaphor? Like you can explain all 6 abilities with tomatoes because like strength is like throwing it, like strength is being able to like crush a tomato, and dexterity is being able to avoid someone hitting you with a tomato, and constitution is like being able to eat a rotten tomato without losing your lunch. And intelligence is knowing that tomato is a fruit. Wisdom is knowing that just because it's a fruit doesn't mean it goes in a fruit salad. And charisma is being able to sell a tomato-based fruit salad to someone. So that's as deep as I'll go into the ability scores. But as opposed to D&D, which uses a standard array system or a point-buy system or even like a rolling system, the base way that you do stats in Pathfinder is every one of those 6 stats just starts with a 10. So I'm guessing your character sheets already start with that set, correct? It looks like it.
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna make my own character sheet so I don't keep like looking at your guys's and messing with it. Okay, so much like D&D, the ability scores represent, you know, a certain amount of pluses. So if you have a 14 in strength, that's a +2. They only go up on even numbers, so a 15 is functionally the same as a 14 in 99% of cases. But for this, start with everything at 10, and they're going to go up and down from there based on the choices that you guys are about to make. So, step 1, create a concept. So this part is something I've put in your guys' head for at least a month now, or close to a month now, which is come up with some sort of hero you want to play. Either I know I want to play like a class. You start with the class and work your way into the options, or you know I want to play like Nina said, I want to play a buff woman, and that's your basis for your concept. So,
Heck yeah.
is there anyone that actually needs any help coming up with a character concept, or do you guys have a decent concept in your mind going forward?
I think I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Sounds like everyone's got their ideas, says the man with the guitar plugged into his stream right now. So you guys have your idea. So now we're gonna like make choices to build towards that idea. So step 2, add ability score. So everyone starts with a 10 down the line. That's fine. Step 3 is select an ancestry. So in Pathfinder, an ancestry is kind of analogous to what race is in D&D. Only, you know, there's less of a focus on it being a race and more like the culture you grew up in kind of thing. So a lot of these like races have their cultures, and there's different cultures within that race that you can pick. So here we refer to it as an ancestry. So you could even theoretically play like a kobold who was raised with humans, and hence you have like more of a human ancestry. But for this purpose, there are a set of ancestries to pick as your base ancestry. So does everyone know what ancestry that they would like to pick? Is
Human.
anyone? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so in your ancestry, if you look either on the player's guide that we had, or on the Roll20 sheets if you have it, there are a couple of abilities that are tied to that race. So right now I'm looking at dwarf, the dwarven race, and what it says is there are 3 ability boosts. I believe I'm guessing it's 3 for every race. I'm not sure. 3 ability boosts and 1 ability flaw. So whatever stats you have a boost in, you add 2 to that score, so it takes it from 10 to 12. And whichever one you have a flaw in, you subtract 2 and take it from 10 down to 8. And if you have one that says free, you can put it in any stat, but you can't double up on any of the other ones it gives. It has to be a unique stat from the other ones. So dwarf says Constitution, Wisdom, and free. I can't do Con, Wisdom, and Con again to get like 2 boost to Con. It just is 3 separate stats. So you guys got that?
So let me verify something. So if I have a flaw, I can't add my free to it.
You
Or I
can.
can't.
You can cancel out your flaw with the ability boost. That is fine.
All right, I think I'm going to do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I disconnected there for the last
Oh no.
30 seconds.
Okay. But you have your ancestry ready to go, right?
Yes.
So you have under your ancestry, it'll say a certain ability boosts tied to your ancestry. Do you see those?
Nope.
What are you picking? Human?
Human. And where do I see that?
You have the player's handbook open?
No.
Oh,
Why would I
okay.
have that open? I mean,
Well, that would be the
Damn-
easiest place to
damn, Rick.
find it.
You can find it on the I don't what is this called?
It's in the
Roll
character.
20 info.
It's under
Yeah.
under references under character creation. It's also one of the handouts I gave you. It should be there.
Under like human BB.
Well, BB. I wouldn't look at the BB stuff because the BB stuff is the beginner's box.
Oh, okay.
I would look at the actual. I think they're listed with. Let me see. They say like P2FE or APG are the ones you really want to look at. Do you guys see those? Maybe I did enable them properly for you guys.
Yes, I see it.
Okay, I just want to make sure I added those as a thing. So either way, either in the character creation in Roll20, in the PDF of the player's handbook that we have, or in the Roll20 like info. For a human, it says you get no flaws, but you get 2 ability boosts to any stats you want. So instead of other races get 3 boosts and 1 flaw, you get 2 boosts, no flaw. But the 2 boosts, they have to be for separate skills or separate abilities. You can't do like double up strength or double up charisma. And every boost is a +2 to that skill. So you take something from a 10 to a 12 with those 2 boosts.
Where can we edit that? Oh, never mind. I see it.
You find it? Yeah, it should be like you open the cog, I think. And then I believe you just changed the base score. Because those are like your base stats for your character. And then in the notes section, what I did is like you would mark where each of your boosts and flaws came from. So if you added like +2 to a certain score, in the notes just say like ancestry boost or something like that, so we can keep track of where they came from in case it matters down the line. Okay, so that's how your ancestry works. So you as a human. So let's go down. So Rick's picking a human. Jordan, what are you picking?
I am a cavern elf, but I'm also a Duskwalker.
Okay. Interesting.
So I get because I'm a cavern elf, I normally have low light vision as an elf, but instead, because I'm from a cavern, I have dark vision. And then with Duskwalker, I get other cool stuff. But my boosts are Dex, Intelligence, and my flaw is Con. But I'm using my free to bring my Con back up to 10.
Perfect. So you cancel out your flaw. So in the end, it
Yep.
kind of comes out to be like a human, right?
A little bit.
2 boosts and no flaw.
Well, I see, except a human has 3 boosts. So
No, I think you only got 2.
2. Or at least according to Roll20.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. You're totally right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I get a bunch of other cool stuff. So
I think we need to double check, like make sure that you can cancel out. There's stuff about canceling out. I'm pretty sure you can cancel that.
it's a good idea to do that before we get deeper.
commit. Yeah. Okay. So Brianna, what are you picking?
I am picking human with the half-elf ancestry.
Ooh, so you're playing a half elf, half human.
Yes.
Very nice.
As opposed to half-elf, half-rat folk.
Yeah, it's a weird combo, but hey, maybe some elves will really get their jollies off on rat folk. I don't know. And Nina, what are you picking?
Oops, sorry about that.
Were you muted?
Yeah. Can I? Because I'm still looking.
Okay.
Yeah.
You still want to look through some more, not without committing?
Yes, please, if that's okay.
Not a problem. So, Brianna, since you've looked into it, why don't you share how like half elves work? Is it like you pick human as your ancestry, and then half elf becomes almost like your specialization or whatever they call it?
It's called Heritage, and I think it means that I gain the elf trait and Oh, basically, I get pointy ears and other telltale signs of elf heritage. I live a little longer, and I get low light vision. I can select elf, half elf, and human feats whenever I gain an ancestry feat.
Got it. So it's kind of like so your type of human is half elf, then that's your heritage, as opposed to like the versatile heritage or something like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Sorry, I was just looking up. There's this. There's that one website, the Archives of Nethys, I think that's what it's called. And they had created this new page, which was like basically the new player's guide, which is really cool. I was just looking to see if they put the rules about that. I know that there's like the special thing. So like the next bonus step here is like a voluntary flaw, which is basically you can take 2 flaws to give 1 stat a bonus. So you can't give the 2 flaws to the same stat. You can apply one to one of your boosted stats. But like for instance, you could give a penalty to your strength and your intelligence, and you could boost your charisma one more. But it costs 2 flaws for 1 boost. If anyone would like to further flaw themselves for a boost, that is an option.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm gonna just go pretty
Yeah,
run of the mill right here.
yeah, it makes sense. I was just offering that as this is an option. Also, when you pick your ancestry, that sets your base hit points. So under your hit points, open that little cog, and under the ancestry box, write whatever your starting hit points are for that ancestry. And so, Jordan, you had picked the what was it you said it was called? The Cavern
Elf. So under hit points, it just says 6.
Okay. Yeah, so that would be that. And then the other thing you pick is so you pick the ancestry, you pick the heritage, and then you get to pick your ancestry feat 2 at this point. So under your ancestry, like either human ancestry or the I guess elven ancestry. That's all we have right now. 2 humans and an elf, right? So you can look through the feats that are available. Feats are numbered, right? There's like levels associated with the feat. So you get access to the feat 1s of those races. Sorry, I said races. Ancestries. And in like Brianna's case, since you are a half elf, you get access to certain feats for humans or for like elves or half elves, right? Okay.
Both.
So you get access to all elven feats or all human feats, or
All
do they
human,
have
all human, elf, and half elf? Half elf.
So they do have special feats specifically for half elves. That's kind of cool. That's interesting. Okay, so Jordan, did you already know what feat you were taking? Or are you looking at them right now?
I was thinking about elven lore, but since Brianna and I are kind of overlapping a little bit, I don't want to take it if she's going to take something similar.
I am still kind of looking at ancestry feats.
Yeah, let me know when you've decided, because I don't want to be a party where like, oh, we're all good at the same things accidentally. Whoops. And now we're missing some spots where we might help us, especially because we're only going into a nice place called the Abomination Vault. So I'm sure it'll be fine.
It'll be cool.
This is fine.
So, Rick, I'm guessing you know what feat you're planning on taking. What human ancestry feat you're taking?
Yep, I'm planning on taking Adapted Cantrip.
So what does Adapted Cantrip do?
Through study of multiple magical traditions, you've altered a spell to suit your spellcasting style. Choose one from the cantrip for the magical tradition other than your own.
Oh.
If you have a spell repertoire or spell book, replace one of the cantrips you know, or have in your spell book with the chosen spell. If you prepare spells without a spell book, cleric or druid, one of your cantrips must always be the chosen spell, and you prepare the rest normally. You can cast cantrip as a spell of your class's tradition.
Very cool. And did I miss it? What was your heritage?
I missed that too. What's the difference between heritage and ancestry?
Well, so like
I can answer that.
Yeah, go
So
ahead.
you know how I'm an elf, but
Yep.
I picked a cavern elf, which gives me dark vision instead of low light vision. But there are different
Gotcha.
kinds of elves. So under human, there might be different kinds of humans depending on where you're from.
it's analogous. It's like the sub races system in 5e.
Yep.
Only everyone has So looking at the human heritage in the player's handbook, there's half elf, half orc, skilled or versatile. So if you are
Gotcha.
skilled, you get to become trained in an extra skill. And then if you pick versatile, you get a general feat from all the general feats in the book at level 1. So go ahead and look at those. And there might be more in the advanced player's guide. There might be more human heritages that you can look at. I think they added some to all the races. Sorry, all the ancestries. That's a habit I'm gonna have to learn to get rid of. It looks like, just looking real quick at what I see more feats for humans, but I don't see new human heritages, at least. This is also where, as a heritage, you could pick a tiefling. You could become a tiefling and lay the tiefling heritage over the human base, or stuff like that, which is a cool way to mix and match them. So take a minute to
Where do
figure
I
out.
put that? Because I'm going to take skilled heritage.
Okay, so I think under, is there a place? Okay, so under,
So
it says ancestry and heritage at the top, right? So
Yeah,
you just write
so
skilled human.
there you go. Exactly.
Oh,
And so what skill are you picking to become trained in? Do you not know yet?
nope. Skill being probably diplomacy or deception.
Okay. So you're going to be the talker of the group.
For sure.
I guess. Makes sense.
So an interesting thing is if we think back to our first little campaign together, the beginner's box, that's why I always introduced Cairo as a warden human, because warden was his heritage.
Do they have warden heritages? Is he?
I think it was like a special beginner's box thing, I think.
Maybe, okay. Well, actually, the other thing that's really cool here is if you look at the Lost Omens campaign guide or setting guide, they give you 20 different humans you could be, because not all humans are the same, right? So different cultures of humans exist, and you can pick one of those to kind of flavor yourself as. I don't know if, I think some of them had unique feats and unique abilities tied to those versatile or to those heritages. Which,
yeah, I think Cairo started with more HP because he was a warden. He was hardy.
Hardier people. Maybe they lived in the mountains or something. So, Nina, have you had a chance to pick Ancestry, or are you still looking at them?
I'm trying to find the page where it talks about the versatile heritage, just so that I have a good grasp on it, but I can't find it on the advanced player's guide.
It's page 28.
On the advanced player's guide?
Yeah. It'd be 29 in the PDF.
I see.
And I think they give 4 in this book, right? Just pulling it up.
Oh, interesting. I'm glad you pointed this out, because I can't be a cavern elf if I choose my Duskwalker.
Well, if
That
you're going to
becomes
be
my
a
new-
changeling, you'd be a changeling. That would replace your cavern elf subclass.
Yeah.
Or
Well, I'd still be I'd still be an elf. I'd just be a changeling elf.
Yes, that's how that works. So your changeling takes the place of your heritage. So you're still an elf as the base race, ancestry, and then you lay changeling as your heritage.
Interesting.
So they have in the book there's 5 they give, which is changelings, which are basically children of hags, Dampiers, which are like the vampires that like they're caught between like life and death, and then the planar scions, which are Asimars, tieflings, and Duskwalkers, which I guess is like the neutral version of tieflings and Asimars.
They're the offspring of immortal guardians that shepherd souls after they die.
Okay, so like, got it.
Wraiths, kind of, I guess.
Yeah,
They're called psychopomps.
interesting. So the other thing you could do is once you decide like what feat you want to take, if you get a feat, because you do get an ancestry feat choice, search for it right in the thing and drag and drop it. Like open the feats tab of your character sheet and drag and drop that ancestry feat into the ancestry feats and abilities section. So if you search it by name, you should be able to find that.
So I go to drag it, and nothing happens.
So what are you trying to? What's the feat you're trying to add?
Adapted cantrip. I added it to mine by typing it in there, but that probably isn't the best way. Let me.
Yeah, so I went and did drag the adaptive cantrip feat to my character sheet, and it took it.
Make sure you're dragging the right one.
Got it.
Because when I was typing in,
see. Yep.
I was typing in natural skill for mine, and it won't let you do it under the like ancestral feats. You have to do it from the other one that's like
Yeah.
under the subsection feats.
Yeah, I got to get rid of this other thing.
Yeah.
Wait, where do I do that? Because I'm gonna pick a Duskwalker human.
Ooh.
What is the Dustwalker? Oh, I see. So you're gonna be a human, and then you're gonna be a Dustwalker. Like that's the heritage, the one we were just talking about.
Yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so
Human with the Duskwalker heritage. Yes.
so so under your ancestry and heritage, you would just write Dustwalker human as your ancestry and heritage. Is like just a free typing box at the top, right?
Oh, okay.
And then as a Duskwalker human, you get access at level 1. You're gonna get a feat, right? A level 1 feat.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at under Duskwalkers, there's a couple of like level 1 feats you can pick from. So you have access, because you're a Duskwalker human, you can pick from human feats or Duskwalker feats. So looking at this PDF I'm looking at, I see Duskwalker lore, Ghost Hunter, and Grave Sight as being the 3 level 1 feats for that heritage. I'm trying to drill those terms into my head. So if you like, humans they don't start with low light vision, right?
Yeah,
Nope.
so I'm gonna do the grave site.
Well, Grave Sight, I'm looking at it. The prerequisite for Grave Sight is you have to already have low light vision.
Oh,
And then it turns your low light vision into dark vision.
got it.
So unless there's another way for you to get dark vision, which I'm not entirely sure, you probably can't take that one.
I'll just grab the Duskwalker lore.
Okay.
Actually, it sounds super interesting.
Duskwalker lore? That
Mhm.
works. So that means you are trained in medicine and religion.
Yes, sir.
And you also become trained in boneyard lore. Whoa.
Damn, it sounds like Nina, whether she realizes it or not, might be our healer if she's trained in medicine.
It's also cool that just being trained in medicine is enough to be a healer.
I'm also trained in medicine.
Well, damn. Then we all should have healers kits. We're just patching each other up left and right.
Okay, so that's Nina's playing a human Duskwalker. Jordan is playing an elven changeling. Nina,
maybe a vampire. I'm checking that out.
oh,
too.
now you're looking at the vampire. Vampire, just so you know, you do become undead. So anyone that casts a healing spell hurts you.
Yep.
It's a interesting. But if you hit him with a negative energy spell, then he's good.
Luckily, we don't have a cleric, so I think we're all right.
True. Rick is playing a skilled human,
Yes, sir.
and Brianna was playing a half elf human.
Mhm.
Okay, so we got our ancestries. Everyone has their level 1 feats chosen, their ancestry feats. So the four things that come with the ancestry, right? The ancestry itself, the ability boost tied to your ancestry, the heritage, and the ancestry feat, along with your ancestry drives your starting hit point. So make sure you add whatever hit points your ancestry gives you. Oops. So under ancestry, I'm just gonna put 10. Okay. So that's our ancestry. And second step, or technically the fourth step in this guide, is picking a background. So there's a bunch of backgrounds in the player's handbook and the advanced player's handbook, as well as backgrounds that are in the Abomination Vault's player's guide that was given to us by Paizo, right? Paizo put out a free player's guide that says, hey, here's some cool ways to like background information for you to know, and here's some backgrounds tied to the adventure. So the backgrounds that come with this player's guide is Bibliophile, you just really love books, Eldritch Anonymist, Fogfin Taleteller, Market Runner, Ruin Delver, Star Watcher, and Witchlight Follower. And the cool thing about those ones is they tie in pretty close to certain characters. So like if you take, for instance, if you take Market Runner, it says Kalino Lathenar, the proprietor of the Atari Market, is a grim and bitter man, and he was attacked by a werewolf, and now he's your boss. And so it ties you to the setting in an interesting way. So does anyone already know? I know, like Rick, you had already had your eyes on a background, right?
Yep. Entertainer.
Entertainer. So give us the gist about Entertainer. What does that give you?
Entertainer can be actor, dancer, musician, street magician, etc. Choose 2 ability boosts. One must be to dexterity or charisma, and 1 is free.
Okay. So remember, anytime it gives you a boost, you add 2.
Gotcha. So it also gives me, I'm trained in performance and theater lore.
Okay.
And I gain the fascinating performance skill feat.
There you go. So then make sure you look up that feat and drag and drop that to your feat section under I guess you could put under any one of the buckets I'm looking, because they have ancestry feats, class feats, skill feats, general feats, and bonus feats. So maybe bonus feats?
Okay.
Or skill feats?
I will put bonus.
So I'm gonna, because it calls it a skill feat, right? It says you gain the fascinating performance skill feat. So
yes. So it'd be a skill feat?
Yeah. I think you can drag and drop it anywhere you want, but I would put it under skill feat.
All right. So I get a boost to charisma, of course.
+2.
And one other one.
Yep. To whatever you want. And this is like just interesting to point out, like every time you add a boost to a stat, it goes up 2 until you hit 18 in your stat, and then your boost only increases the stat by 1.
Cool. So that's charisma and constitution, and then I become trained in performance
and theater lore. So if we go dungeon delving and there's a theater under the ground, you're the person that'll know about it. All right.
What is theater lore?
Well, so like lore is the skill to recall information about anything, right? Mm-hmm. So like lore is like, oh, what do I know? But like lore has subject matter. So you could be like trained in dragon lore or elven lore, or like Nina was trained in Duskwalker lore, so she knows a lot about the history of Duskwalkers. You know everything there is to know about theaters. So anytime there's like any sort of role that's tied to theaters, like who owns this theater, or like what theater's the best one for such and such performance, or the historical knowledge about some play that was ran, that's what you're trained in. So any sort of like any lore related to theaters. And I'm really interested to see some fun ways you can tie theater lore into the module, because I'm all about finding fun ways to use that.
And then I get fascinating performance as a feat, and it is a skill feat.
It's a good point, Brennan. He knows all about Hamilton now. You can just recreate Hamilton.
Yep.
Speaking of Brianna, have you picked a background for your character?
I am thinking about Artisan, but the only thing is that a part of Artisan, you get training in the crafting skill, and I already have training in crafting skill because of my class.
Right.
So I don't
So
know how that would work. Like, do I get
let's
expertise, or do I just pick another one, or do I just lose that
let's look it up.
training?
I'm sure, because like thing I like about Pathfinder is that I'm sure there's a rule that specifically calls it out. So if a character would gain the same proficiency from 2 different sources, you can choose a different proficiency of the same kind, which is a skill or a tool. So you're gaining, which one is you're doubling up on is the
Crafting.
So you can replace crafting with any other skill of your choice.
Okay.
Makes sense. That's my gut feeling of how it would have ran. So I'm glad that is the rule.
I think it might be because it's an int skill. Maybe it has to be another int skill. Maybe not. But
I think if it's a skill, you have to replace it with a skill, and if it's a tool, you have to replace it with a tool.
Ah, right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's cool. You can choose though.
So artisan. As an apprentice, you practice some sort of artisanry. So do you know what that artistry is yet? Like, do you know what you're a crafter of? Or are you still figuring that out?
Potions,
Oh, okay.
because I'm just gonna go very basic.
Very cool. Is there, because artisan is like crafting, right? Is there a different, like, is there an alchemist sort of background, or is artisan still applied to like it is crafting the skill for alchemy?
I
Do you
would
know?
say so.
I just don't know. I don't know all the skills, so it's hard for me to know. But okay. So you get to add strength or intelligence. So are you a buff alchemist or are you a smart alchemist?
That's a good question.
Oh, okay. So you get one of those and then a free ability boost, and then it says, guild lore. So you can talk about the building of the theaters and how it can tell you all about the importance of the theaters that were built. And it says you gain the specialty crafting skill feat. So go ahead and make sure you add that to your skill feat section.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to a lot of musical references.
Yes.
Sing. Honestly, though, that's exciting.
Yeah, so also this is interesting. So I drilled down to the specialty crafting feat that you were talking about, and there's a special. You basically choose one focus under crafting, and one of the choices is alchemy. So they just they definitely group it all under that, which is cool. I think the alchemy rules and all the different potions you can make get pretty complicated. So
Yeah, I was looking at it earlier, and it's interesting to say the least.
all right, Jordan, what are you picking for your background?
Star Watcher.
Oh, so you're taking one from this is one from the player's guide for this event module.
Do you want me to read it?
Yeah, give us a rundown.
You're one of Rin's Sinvixi's closest confidants. You spent many long nights with her under the stars, learning the tales associated with the cosmic caravan and how the heavens can predict the future. You know that Rin has paralyzing claustrophobia. She sees menace in angles and danger in confined spaces, which is why her shop is all domed canvas that opens to the sky.
Wow.
If Rin thinks there's trouble, you'll be the first to offer help. You choose 2 ability boosts. One must be in Constitution or Intelligence, and one is the free ability boost. You're trained in the Occultism skill and the Astrology lore skill. You also gain the Dubious Knowledge skill feat.
I like that. See, that's what I like about the player handbook backgrounds is they tie you right into the town of Otari.
Yep.
So now you have a hook and a character that you know. That's cool. So did you look up what dubious knowledge was?
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Tell us.
Let me get it for you. It's searching.
Oh, okay. I pull it up on my screen. I just thought you had it handy.
All right. You are a treasure trove of information, but not all of it comes from reputable sources. When you fail, but not critically fail, a recall knowledge check using any skill, you learn a bit of true knowledge and a bit of erroneous knowledge, but you don't have any way to differentiate which is which. I think that's pretty funny.
So now I have to when you fail a skill, I have to give you some true information and some false information. You got to figure out which is which.
Dope. Now, what
Cool.
feat would that be under? That's background, right? So,
Yeah,
there's
I think they're
skill
all kind of
feats
skill feats. Yeah, I think the background seem to be giving skill feats.
added.
All right, Nina, what are you picking for your background?
I will be a miner.
Like a kid?
Wow.
No, a miner.
A miner. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
That joke has to be made once every time someone ever says minor.
No, you can't be you can't be a minor around Steve. We've learned that.
Oh, God.
Wow, that was Mordenkainen and Bigby. Okay.
Sure.
So the minor background. Why don't you give us a rundown on that,
Mhm.
Nina?
Yes, so it says you earned a living wrenching precious minerals from the lightless depths of the earth. Adventuring might have seemed lucrative or glamorous compared to this backbreaking labor. And if you have to head back underground, this time you plan to do so armed with a real weapon instead of a miner's pick. You're trained in the survival skill and the mining lore skill. You gain the terrain expertise skill feat with underground terrain.
Cool. So you are a
Maybe-
resident underground expert?
Yeah, well, I was thinking like kind
Is
of
that-
like a grave digger instead of like an actual precious minerals
Ooh.
digger. Yeah,
Okay.
so like a grave digger.
Yeah,
why
we
I
can
picked
flavor it
mine.
that. I have no problem with flavoring you as a grave digger
Okay,
as
cool,
opposed
cool,
to that.
cool.
Yeah, that sounds cool to me. So instead of a mining pick, you probably have a trusty shovel.
Yeah, a shovel.
So let's look at it this way, right? The terrain expertise skill you have, it says underground terrain is your specialty, right?
Yes.
So the options are aquatic, Arctic, desert, forest, mountain, plains, or underground, or sky or swamp. So I think leaving it as underground is kind of weird. Like, how did digging graves make you so knowledgeable about like underground caverns? I don't know, but you'll come up with a fun explanation.
I mean, like I can do like mountain. I feel like, yeah, I'll figure something out.
Okay.
But yes,
If-
I am a digging miner.
Okay. If you would like to change the underground one to a different one, I think that's reasonable to trade it out for another one in the same category. If you want to leave it as
Okay.
underground, that's fine. If you want to change it, that's fine too.
Where do I add in the mining lore skill and the whole like terrain?
So at the bottom of the skills, there's a little plus sign,
skills.
and you
Okay.
just add whatever your new role. So I had to put in astrology lore because that's what I got for mine.
Got it. Got
Yeah,
it.
there's a whole section for lore because lore is just like a grouping, and there's literally an infinite number of lores you could be trained in. Okay, so that's everyone's background. Correct? Did anyone decide to change their mind since we went over it? Are you guys all happy with those backgrounds? And Jordan, are you sticking with Changeling and not doing Dampier?
So I switched off of Dampier. I was looking at Changeling, but I think I'm just going to stick with my Cavern Elf.
Okay.
I went back to that and got because that will allow me to get Dark Vision, which is kind of what I was going for. But yeah, I like that. And then that plus Star Watcher and then my class, which I already know what I'm taking. I really like the combination this turns out into.
Okay. Well, did anyone else want to make any changes? You guys all happy with where we are so far? Speak now, or you can change it later.
So
It's not a
far,
big deal.
so good.
Okay.
Good.
Yes, sir.
The next step's the big one, which is choose your class. So, Jordan, you were saying you already knew what class you wanted to take, and I know you had bounced a couple of different ideas off. So, what are you going with?
I'm going to be a witch.
Okay.
You have
So,
to give us your best witch cackle right now.
I already did it. Do you want me to do it again? I'll do it again.
Do it.
Do it. Oh wow.
I got
good.
pretty far away from the mic too. I knew it was going to be really loud.
That was pretty good. Be prepared.
Thank goodness.
Be prepared for many months of that.
Sorry about that. Maybe I
That was
won't take
really good.
cackle as my first level feat. We'll find out.
Okay. So, witches they're not in this sheet I have because they're one of the advanced classes, right? So, but
Yes, sir.
every class comes with certain ability boosts, right? So why don't you tell us what do you get with which?
So with Elf, I got Intelligence Dex and a loss of Con. Then I upgraded the Con with my free boost. With Star Watcher, I got Con, Intelligence, and free. So what I did is I did Intelligence and Con to give myself a little bit of boost because I want more HP. With Witch, your key ability is Intelligence. So from that, at your first level, you get a boost to Intelligence. So now my Intelligence is 16.
Got it.
Interesting.
Wait, you said your intelligence was 16?
Yeah, because I have
okay.
the boost from Elf, the boost from Star Watcher, and now the boost from Witch.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I'm just trying to like pull up one of these classes so I could see, because it says somewhere like, okay, yeah. So in addition to that, right?
And then I get hit points.
You get more hit points, right?
Yep. So when you click on the cog next to the hit points, you have your Ancestry, which gave me 6, and then I get 6 from Witch plus Con. So with my boost to Con that I did, which is a 1, I now have 6, 6, and 1. So now my HP is 13.
Right. Also, your class gives you lots of training proficiencies too, right?
Yes, tons.
So you have to mark those manually.
Yeah.
And so everything starts as untrained, right? And then you can become trained, expert. What is it? It goes trained, expert, master, legendary.
Yep. So I'm trained in perception, trained in fortitude and reflex, and then I'm an expert in will.
So those are your saving throw. Because there's always 3 saves, right? Fortitude, reflex, and will. So everyone will have some level of training in those 3. Yep. And then you get also, it says like what skills you're trained in, right?
Yeah. So for skills, that is interesting because I get trained in one skill determined by the patron I pick, which I haven't picked yet. And then I get trained in a number of additional skills equal to 3 plus my intelligence modifier. So because my modifier is now 3, I get to pick additional 6 skills.
Right. And that's true for all the classes too. Well, there's a different number. So like some of them start with 4 plus your intelligence modifier or 2 plus your intelligence modifier. But intelligence modifier gets you bonus skills, which is cool. It's a way that intelligence does something for all the classes.
Yep.
And then you also get like, attacks, trained in certain types of weaponry and defenses and stuff like that. So when you pick a class, I wish this was one thing you could drag and drop and have it set, but you do have to manually go through and set all of these yourself.
Yep.
So that's sounds really cool. So we have a witch. I know there's another. You'll have to like pick more than that, but I'll give you a minute to go through and set all of those to that value. Rick, what class are you playing?
Let me see. I'm gonna be playing a bard.
It's like I knew you knew the answer, but the way you answered, I thought you were like looking for your reference material. Like, wait, let me just see what was it gonna. Let me open this document, and oh yeah, bard. It just was weird, but I can very faintly hear it.
I haven't turned it up. I don't want to bug people.
There we go. So you're a bard, and you're going to be playing an actual guitar.
If I can get it to work,
If
let's find out.
We'll get it to work eventually, right? So, as a bard, what does that become trained in?
Let's find out.
Do you have it open? Because I do have it open.
I do not.
Okay, let me open it. I have it open in the PDF over here, but let me open it here too in Roll20 so that the viewers can see it too. So you get a boost to your charisma. Let me see. Can I drag and drop this to the thing? I guess I can do this, right? Like drag and drop that. No, maybe not. It didn't let me drag and drop it. Okay, anyways, you get trained in charisma, so you get a charisma boost. Your hit points, it's 8 plus your con modifier. So I think for I think if you just put 8 in the box from class, it calculates your con automatically, right, Jordan?
Yes. Yeah, it pulls that number from your ability score.
Right. So just go ahead and put 8 in the class box for your hit points.
Class 8.
Mhm.
Enter. Oh, not 5. 8.
5, 8. What's the difference?
All right.
And then it says for your proficiencies, you're expert in perception. It is kind of interesting because in 5th edition, perception is a really important skill, but you don't. It's just grouped with a bunch of other skills that are like animal handling and perception are like completely on opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of usefulness. So I like that perception's completely split out from all the other skills. So everyone is some level.
expert.
Yeah. So you're an expert in perception. You're trained in fortitude saves. Trained in reflex.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Trained, unranked, ranked, trained. Done. Trained in reflex.
Mhm.
Dex, reflex, trained.
And then you're an
Got it.
expert in will saves.
Expert.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then you get
Have a-
trained in occultism. Trained in performance, but because you were already trained in performance because of your background, right?
Yes.
So you can
That is
switch
true.
that to any other skill you want to be trained in. And in addition, you get trained in a number of skills, which is 4 plus your int modifier.
Awesome.
So what's your int modifier right now?
0.
Okay, so 4. And then there's
Trained in
also
4. Got it.
yeah. So then for under your attacks, right? I think there's a section under weapon proficiencies. So you're trained in everything. You're trained in simple weapons.
And a martial.
You're trained under martial. You're not trained in anything. Like you're not blanket trained in martial weaponry, but there's a list of martial weapons that you are trained in, which is longsword, rapier, sap, short bow, short sword, and whip. So I guess what maybe the easiest thing to do is you just put trained in martial and just only equip those weapon types.
Yeah. That's
Right?
fair.
Right? That makes sense.
Yep.
And then you're also trained in unarmed strikes.
Cool.
Okay.
Unarmed fist.
You're
Yeah,
trained in light armor. Is there a section for armor? Yeah, at the top right. So armor class. You open it, you can go. Yeah, there's unarmored, light, medium, and heavy for the different levels of armor.
So you
you're-
said I'm trained in.
In light armor and unarmored defense.
Got it.
Okay, and it says you're also trained in occult spell attacks and occult spell DCs. So I guess under spell attack roll you'd be trained, and under spell DC you'd also be trained on the spells tab.
Spell attack roll trained. Spell DC trained. Correct?
Yep. Okay.
For sure.
And so then yeah, so that's all your training proficiencies for picking bard. All right, Brianna, what are you picking?
I am an alchemist.
That's right, an alchemist. Blowing off your face.
Yep.
Okay, so do you have the alchemist stuff handy? Like you know what it gives you?
Yes, I do. Okay. Let's see. Hit points is 8 plus my con. Modifier, initial proficiencies, trained in perception.
Don't forget the intelligence boost at the top.
Yes. Intelligence boost, expert in fortitude, reflex, trained in will, trained in crafting, and trained in additional skills equal to 3 plus my intelligence modifier, which is 2. So total of 5 additional skills.
Okay. And that 2 is including that intelligence boost you just gave yourself already?
Yes.
Okay.
Attacks, simple weapons, alchemical bombs, and unarmed attacks are all trained. Defenses, light armor, medium, and unarmored defense.
Interesting. So you don't have training in like spell attacks, right? But you do have
No.
training in DCs.
Because alchemist isn't a spellcaster
Mhm.
like it is in 5e. It's a separate thing on its own, which is intriguing to say the least.
Okay. Yeah, that's different. That's like hard for me to wrap my head around that you would have a spell save DC without like a spell attack roll, but that's cool. Okay. Did you already go through and fill those out in your character sheet?
Pretty much.
Okay. Yeah, so you're good.
Hmm.
And then Nina, what class? So we have Alchemist, we have Bard, and we have Witch. So Nina, what are you playing?
The tried and true fighter.
Okay. So fighter in the end. I know you were leaning towards maybe swashbuckler, but then you thought you liked the idea of the big buff fighter, so you're going fighter after all.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. So did you see all the stuff? Do you have the stats for that handy?
So I have a 10 plus my Constitution modifier.
For your hit points, yeah.
Yeah, for my hit points.
Don't forget you get a boost to your strength or your dexterity.
Yes, I added that already.
What'd you pick? I guess I know the answer because you wanted to be a buff lady. Okay, keep going.
And then I'm an expert in perception, and then for my saving throws, I'm an expert in fortitude, reflex, and trained in will.
Okay.
I'm trained in my choice of acrobatics or athletics. I'm gonna go for athletics.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm trained in a number of additional skills equal to 3 plus your intelligence modifier. So 3.
3.
Yeah, I still have to pick.
Sure.
And then expert in simple weapons, martial weapons. I'm trained in advanced weapons,
Ooh.
and I'm an expert in unarmed attacks.
Yeah, so there is this idea of like some weapons that are like so advanced, they're like almost like specialty weapons, and
Yeah.
it sounds like the like some of the other classes they aren't training them at all, but you at least start trained in these cool weapons.
I know. I don't know how to put that in my.
I didn't see a spot for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when you add like if you get one of those advanced weapons and you add it to your character sheet, you can like override the training level. Like you can drag drop it down to like trained.
Under training weapon proficiencies, you can just add those specific weapons if you want, if you feel like it. Under other, says simple martial, and then you can press plus, and then it'll create another column where you can put whatever the name of the weapon is.
So that's what you should do, Rick, too, with all those weapons. Although, yeah, this doesn't make sense though. Yeah.
I've hit a weird snag. So I haven't picked my skills yet, but I was just on the character sheet. There's other stuff I could see that I could easily do, like attacks, simple weapons, trained in unarmed attacks. So for a witch, I'm untrained in all armor, but I'm trained in unarmored defense.
Okay.
So So when I click the button, I put myself trained in unarmored, but it doesn't do anything to my AC. So do I just my AC is just 11?
Well, yeah, I mean, I would look up and see exactly what unarmed training is. Maybe it lets you add your like multiple skills to that ability, right?
Yeah, let me see.
Actually, we can search it here. Unarmored defense. Unarmored defense. It says. It doesn't actually say. There's got to be something. What does unarmored defense mean? Because I know what it means in like 5e, which is like add your dex plus something else or something.
According to Reddit, for the wizard, no. Would the witch class be considered a wizard class? No.
I am a witch, but I guess maybe the wizard too.
Probably the same. It says 10 plus dex plus 2 from unarmored training.
Okay.
So 15.
Okay, that makes more sense. It's so weird though, because I don't know where to add that.
I think in the middle here, there's a thing that says rank.
Right.
And I see yours is marked at like untrained right now. So I think the unarmored light medium lets you track what you're training, but then whatever you're wearing, you set there.
Okay. So I had to put trained and on unarmored and then under rank trained. So I had to do it in 2 spots. That's why that was
Yeah.
confusing.
It doesn't
Okay.
know what you're wearing. It's not smart enough to realize you're not wearing armor, so I'm gonna like
Yep.
do that, right? Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
So yeah,
see.
so it's 14 right now, which is level 1, whatever. Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you so
For
much,
wearing
everybody.
nothing too. That's cool. So basically
Yeah.
it's like any other thing, right? You can be trained, expert,
Mm-hmm.
master, and it increases your it's like being skilled in that style of defense.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So that was everyone. We went through everyone's class. So fighter, alchemist, witch, and bard. You guys are very. I can already see the battle tactics, which is like send Nina in, and everyone else stays back and like shoot spells from a range. Very cool.
Okay, so for an armored defense, is it just with the dex? It doesn't
Ye-
include con?
Yeah, it's just dex.
What? Okay. I
Yeah.
feel like I have to redo my skill book.
Uh-oh. Yeah. But if
so
you put on like
stupid.
armor or something, right? Then
Oh, right.
then the I think it's kind of like 5e where there's like a maximum amount of your dex can play in depending on what you're wearing armor wise.
Okay.
So if you're wearing like chainmail or plate mail or something like that, then you might not need the dex. Okay.
Right,
So
right.
so then the other thing too is in addition to picking your class, so now we know your class, but there's a lot of choices that get made at level 1 for those classes, right? Like if you're an alchemist, there's a certain specialty you pick, and if you're a witch, there's a certain specialty you pick, etc.
Yep.
So, Jordan, what are you picking for your witch? Like, what does a witch get to choose, and what are you picking?
So the patrons have different, I guess you'd call them like tones. It's really interesting. So I would pick. They have themes, is what they call it. So based
Okay.
on your theme, you get a specific spell list, a patron skill, a hex cantrip, and then a granted spell. So
Okay.
based on my character, well, let me just tell you the choices. The choices are interesting. There's curse, fate, fever, night, rune, wild, and winter. So each of those gives you access to a different spell list, whether it be occult, primal, arcane, divine, and then they get you access to a different skill. And because I already have occultism, I can choose any of them, and then it would just because we already talked about this, I could just pick another skill. When you get it from 2 sources and they overlap, it doesn't give you expertise. It just you can pick something else.
Right.
And then the cantrips are very different. So I was trying to go something based on Star Watcher, but it's actually pretty difficult. I need to look up these cantrips and these spells and see what they are. You know what I mean?
Okay. So yeah, I would definitely say go check those out then.
Yeah, there's stuff like Nudge Fate where I can, if I pick Fate, there's a cantrip called Nudge Fate where I can cast it on somebody and then it just stays on them for a minute. And if they're ever doing a roll for an attack or a skill check or something like that, and they miss it by 1, I can just nudge it and turn whatever they did, whether it's a critical failure to a failure to a success, a success to a critical success, I can just give them that 1 just by nudging fate a little bit.
And that's a cantrip?
And that's a cantrip.
That's cool.
But it's just 1. You know what I mean? It's not that big, but it's interesting, right?
Yeah.
And all of them are kind of like that.
Is that a 2-action cantrip or a 1-action cantrip?
I think it's a 1 action.
So that's pretty cool because how many times you have like 1 action left over, now you can nudge someone.
Yep, exactly.
That is cool.
Nudge Fate is a 1 action and it's only verbal.
Nice. That sounds really interesting. And that's so that the spell choices and your actual because that's interesting because most classes like a wizard is always arcane, but like a witch can be arcane, divine, or primal depending on your patron.
Yeah, or
Wow.
occultism, just depending on.
So there's 4 types.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So who I choose as my patron dictates where my spells come from and everything.
And then for your familiar, that's not tied directly to that choice. That
I think no, it does play into that.
Okay, so take a minute and look at over all the patrons, and you can figure out which one you are possibly leaning towards.
Definitely. Yep.
Okay, let's move over to Rick. So Rick, what kind of bard are you laying? What does the bard even get to choose? Like what is your thing? Do you know? Do you have it open?
I think
You're trained in occult spellcasting, so your magic
Yep.
source is occult.
occult.
Okay, so it looks like you get to pick your muse, your spell repertoire,
Yes.
and your composition spells.
So I'm going to be my muse is Maestro.
Okay.
Show. So where did I put that? I'm not sure it matters.
Oh, you mean like where it goes on your sheet?
Yeah.
Good question.
It only gives things, right?
It probably just gives you. You probably need to like find a way to like put it down so you'll remember later, right?
How can I forget?
That's true. Let's see. Like maybe under the details tab, I suppose it could go in. But yeah, I don't think there's like when you get down to like what your patron is, what your muse is, and
Yep.
stuff like that. I don't think the character sheets are meant to really
Yep.
go that detailed. So you're picking a Maestro Muse. So what does that mean to pick a Maestro Muse?
I don't know, but
You're like, I don't know. Fair enough.
I can
So-
get lingering composition as a class feat choice.
Got it. So yeah, your muse of virtuoso, inspiring you to greater heights. If it's a creature, it might be a performance. So you have to actually come up with something that's your actual muse, right?
Yeah.
It can be a creature. It can be like a deity. It can be anything like that. So as a Maestro Muse, it gives you the lingering composition feat. So that's a feat you add under your class feats. And you get to add soothe to your spells. So what are compositions? You don't know?
I don't know.
Got it.
It's Muzak.
Right. It says composition spells. You can infuse your performance with magic to create unique effects called compositions. Compositions are a special type of spell that requires you to use a performance skill when casting them. Composition spells are a type of focus spell. It costs 1 focus point to cast the focus spell, and you start with the focus pool of 1 point. You can refill your focus pool at the beginning of your day, and also spend 10 minutes to refocus to get it back. So similar to the focus points that Brianna's wizard had in the beginner's box, it's almost like a separate pool other than your spell slots that you get access to cast these composition spells. So yeah, you get access to the lingering composition feat and add soothe to your
class feat,
spells.
right?
Yes. So lingering composition allows you to, let's see.
Adding a flourish, you can make composition last longer. You learn lingering composition focus. Increase the number of focus points in your focus pool by 1.
Sweet. So that means you start with 2 instead of 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the spell itself is a free action verbal sort of thing. If you cast a cantrip that lasts 1 round, you can do a performance check and increase it to multiple rounds. Okay, so that's cool.
Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully you're like, I don't know what we don't know, but it sounds cool.
Know.
It's like taking something that's supposed to last 1 round and expanding it over multiple rounds just by making a performance check and for free when casting it. That sounds really cool. We'll see in practice if it comes. Yeah, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
So that was your muse, and then do you have to pick a composition spell as well?
I
know you get spell choices. You get 2 first level spells and 5 occult cantrips.
Offer new composition spells or power boosts 2 composition spells. Well,
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, so take some time to look at those.
Yep.
Okay. Brianna, what kind of alchemist are
Alright.
you?
So alchemists have research fields, and the choices are bomber, chirurgeon, I believe that's how it's pronounced, and mutagenist.
Okay.
So bomber, explanatory. Chir. I'm not going to be able to pronounce this uh, consistently. Chirurgeon is basically a healer, and mutagenist is you basically give yourself like steroids to transform. And I think I am leaning more towards Chirurgeon.
So you're picking the one you can't pronounce.
Yes. I'm gonna have to do some Googling
Yeah.
later on tonight.
I just wanted to point out the Advanced Player's Guide did add one more research field, which is toxicologist.
Might take a look at that.
Yeah, so bomber. Yeah, that is a weird way to say. I mean, it looks like surgeon, but chirurgeon. Free hero point to whoever can pronounce this correctly. But yeah, that looks like you are like a healing. You heal others with your alchemy. Cool.
Chirurgeon, that's how it's pronounced.
Chirurgeon?
Yeah, like
I buy it.
chimera.
Yeah, I buy it. Yeah, so you get. So since you're not a spellcasting class, that means you actually get a class feat to take at level 1.
Indeed, I do. And
that's usually related to the field that you pick. Doesn't have to be, but there are feats tied to that field, right?
yeah.
And so learning alchemy means you can actually. Do you have to like pick certain things you can craft? Oh, you gain 4 common first level alchemy feats granted by that feat.
Yeah,
Got it.
so you basically have like it's kind of like a spell book, but it's like a I don't know how to put this in layman's term, but like my equivalent would be like a research or like a scientific notebook where like you copy down all of your experiments.
Mhm.
And that's basically like your like a recipe book.
Sure.
I guess that's how you put it.
Yeah, like a cookbook. And so
And-
you put these formulas into your book.
Mhm.
And how do you work them?
I think during a short or long rest, you basically like you have these alchemist supplies and you just make all of these like potions, elixirs, poisons, what have you.
Okay.
And then those basically function like a like spells. At least from what I could tell.
Sure. So like
I'm sure there's some
as
other-
a chirurgeon, what was it? Chirurgeon?
Chirurgeon.
Chirurgeon. As a chirurgeon, part of your thing is like you get like formulas that are like geared towards healing. So you can make healing potions, or I guess what is it, a minor elixir of life? Anti-plague and antidote. And then are you trained in medicine?
I am, but it is functionally useless because I can just use my crafting skill to let me quote this so I don't.
Well, yeah. So it says as long as you're trained in medicine, you can replace any medicine check with a crafting check. So you might become like an expert or a master in crafting, and that allows you to make medicine checks at that higher bonus. Because you can make a crafting check in place of a medicine check.
Yep.
So really, you don't need to go higher than trained on medicine because you're like, I can just pour some potion on it.
Yes.
Sweet.
I'm just gonna be that weird aunt with the lavender essential oil. Like I have something better than that.
and then you can
I have
get
Nice.
something
two
better than
friends,
medicine.
and they can get
Well,
two
it-
friends.
The difference is this actually works.
Oh, shots fired.
Sorry, was I not supposed to say that? My bad. You know, it becomes your birthday and you just get all crazy.
Yeah, you can get away with it on your birthday. It's fine. So, have you picked your alchemical formulas?
I have not, because I am not entirely sure how I can put that on my character sheet.
Ooh, good point. Can you? Let's see. If we search formulas, do they just have like each formula is on its own thing? Oh, I see. There's like, man, formulas go up pretty high level.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I guess there's not really. It's kind of the same thing we're seeing with like how do you put all this other stuff. Huh. How would you add that to a character sheet? They're not spells, so spell probably isn't the right space for it. Although
think-
they're kind of like spells, right?
I could put like a formula book in my stowed items, and then under notes, I can just start listing like all the
Yeah.
stuff I have, and
Yeah.
then
You can feel free to put it in
During,
like a Word doc or Excel spreadsheet or something too.
well, it also has a notes section, so I can just start listing like all of the formulas that I have inside of it, and then I can just pick from that.
Okay. And when you make it, does it literally add the item to your inventory?
I think I had to manually add it.
Well, yeah, but like in the morning, if you get to make like 4 alchemical things, do you just get to like literally make 4 elixirs and add them to your inventory?
I
Or
believe so.
is it you like mix it up in the moment you're casting it and throw it?
I think I get to make it, and then during combat, or like I guess like during downtime, I can just like run up to somebody and just shovel a potion down their throat.
Got it. So you're going to be running around with like a bandolier of potions. Just like,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. And
Oh my God.
What?
Please continue with what you're going to say. I just realized something. Please continue.
Okay. And so I noticed there's something called like infused regions too, right? So do you know what that does?
Not entirely.
Oh, I see. Because there's something
Right.
called like quick alchemy, which is like what we talked about, like mixing something up in the moment. Because you have the daily ones, which allow you to make a certain number of things every day based on these formulas. But it says there's something called like advanced alchemy and like quick alchemy. So advanced alchemy, after you produce these infused regions, you can make some advanced alchemical items for free without making any kind of check. So that's cool. Once per 24 hours. And quick alchemy allows you, it's like an action you get, which you might need to find that and add it to your action list, right? The quick alchemy. Because it says it costs 1 batch of your infused regions that you create, and it allows you to basically mix up a short-lived alchemical items to use at a moment's notice. So you can create a single alchemical item of your advanced alchemy level or lower that's in your book without costing anything. So it sounds really complicated. So I'll leave that to you, Brianna, to like figure out the specifics of that. But I'll have to take a look at it too. It sounds like in the moment you can make something that normally takes time to craft, and you whip it up right then and there and throw it.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like you're gonna have an ever growing list of alchemy stuff that you can make.
Yep.
Kind of like spells. It's just gonna keep going and going and going. Okay. Very cool. So, and then you got a feat, right? So did you know what feat you're taking?
I am not entirely sure, so I'll get back to you on that.
Perfect. All right, Nina, you're a fighter. You hit things.
Yeah. So I'm gonna super honest. I forgot where we are.
Oh, we're just picking our we're looking at our specialties, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're a fighter. So I'm pulling up the fighter sheet. So let's see what choices you actually have to make. So your ancestry background, your initial proficiencies. Oh, you get the attack of opportunity reaction. So that is a special thing you can add to your character sheet. That's interesting. Like attack of opportunity is like literally like a class level,
I also get
ability.
shield block automatically.
and you get shield block automatically.
Wow,
Mhm.
nice.
Ooh.
Yeah. So now I just have. I'm on the books. I can't find like fighter feats.
Okay, so if you look at, let me pull up the page.
page?
So under the fighter section, the page. What page is fighter on?
Because I went there.
Okay.
140.
What page is it? 140. Okay, so I'm like almost there. Okay, so on page 144, there's a section that says fighter feats,
Okay.
and under
Oh.
first level, there's like a couple of them. There's like 7 you can pick from.
Fighter feats. Wait, I can't find it.
So you see at the bottom of page 144?
So if you type 144 into the reader, it's not exactly right. You got to type in 144 and then scroll down.
Yeah. The page number on the PDF is 144, but it
Oh,
might
I
not be
see. Okay,
144
yeah.
in the back. Yeah.
Oh,
do
I
you
see it. Okay,
you see it now?
1, 2, 3, 4.
As well, the advanced player's guide added more feats as well, but at level 1 it only added 1 feat. So fighter feat level 1 in the advanced player's guide is called combat assessment, which is basically you make a melee attack, and on a hit you get to recall knowledge about the target. So a lot of people just have to like sit there and like use an action to think, oh god, what's this weak to you? But for this, you literally hit them and then figure out after you hit them what they're weak to, which is funny. So yeah, so the fighter feats I see are double slice, which I think is like a 2-weapon fighting specialty.
Okay.
Exacting
see that.
exacting strike, which allows you to make an attack. It says you make a
okay.
controlled attack, fully accounting for your momentum. Make a strike. The strike gains the following failure attack. So if you miss, it doesn't increase your multiple attack penalty. So, you attack the first turn and then your second attack gets the -5. That -5 doesn't apply if you miss with your first attack.
Oh, okay, got it. But if I hit with my first attack,
Then it does, right? It's just, it allows your first, it allows, the misses don't count against your increasing penalties,
Okay.
basically how I read it.
Got it. Okay.
Right.
I shall.
And then there's point blank shot, which is like you can shoot with a ranged weapon point blank. I'm just reading through them because they're really cool. I don't even know them all. Power attack, right? You unleash a powerful attack. It takes 2 actions. You make a melee strike and it counts as 2 attacks for your turn. But if the strike hits, you actually deal an extra dice of weapon damage. So if you attack and do a D8, you're actually doing a 2D8.
I really wanted to do snagging strike, but I always have I don't have a free hand.
Yeah, because it says snagging strike. You have 1 hand free and your target is within reach. It allows you to make a grappling attack. Well, you could be a fighter that doesn't fight with a shield or fights with your shield as your weapon.
That's fair.
Right. I'm just saying, like, it is possible, but like, yeah, if you're that traditional, I got a shield in one hand, I got like a weapon in my other.
I'll go for sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, if you fought with, like, let's say you picked a big 2-handed weapon, then you would be able to attack and have a hand free, I suppose.
Mm-hmm. No, I'll do a power attack.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So that's the one that allows you. It basically, you make one strong attack, and then it does twice as much damage as it would normally.
Yes.
And then when
I'd love to do like sudden charge again, but I don't want to repeat.
It was a really cool ability.
Yeah, I know. But it's okay. I'll do power attack.
Okay. So then you would search that up, right, in the Roll20. Power attack in the compendium. And then under feats, I see power attack, and you just drag and drop that to your class feat. And I believe if you drag and drop that feat, make sure you take the one under feats, not under classes. It should add the corresponding action to your sheet for you.
Oh, I see it. Thank you.
So yeah, you still have shield block. You still have attack of opportunity, and this new power attack. So you're like a power attack specialist. Okay. I think those are the choices for fighter. Yeah. And then circling back around to Jordan. Jordan, did you discover what patron you want to take?
Yes, because I realized I had never taken my first level feat for my heritage.
Right. You had talked about
So
taking the dark vision one, but you kept going
Right.
back and forth.
Well, so the dark vision you just get for being a cavern elf for choosing your heritage.
Right.
So I'd never actually chosen a feat after that
You're
because
right.
I thought I was going to do like a
Changeling.
mix with the Dampier. So I'd never picked that. So I went back and realized that as a witch I don't really have any weapons except for simple weapons. So I chose elven weapon something. What's it called?
Training, probably.
Elven weapon familiarity,
Okay.
which allows me to use pretty much all martial elven weapons as simple weapons. So even though I only have access to simple weapons, it
Mhm.
now categorizes elven weapons as simple weapons. So I'm going to be a bow wielding witch.
Ooh.
So because of that, I picked the Fate patron, which gives me the nudge of fate, but also gives me the spell True Strike, which in Pathfinder is better than the D&D version.
It can be worse.
because
Funny.
you can basically you cast it as a bonus action. It's not an action in Pathfinder. So I can cast the cantrip as a one action,
Okay.
and then attack with my bow with the next action.
Mhm.
So I
And
give
nudge
myself
with your
advantage.
third action.
And then nudge with my third action to myself or somebody else to help them with whatever they're doing.
Nice.
Yeah. So it turns me into this weird like witch bowman.
Yeah. I like that idea.
That's cool.
And in addition
So,
to that, you get spells because you are a spellcasting class. You don't get a feat at level 1, but you get a spells.
Yep. So
And you
I'm
have to-
actually in the middle of like trying to figure out which level 1 feat I'm picking.
you
Because
don't-
there is
don't-
cackle.
You don't get a feat though. That's the thing.
Well, let me see what it says.
Most of the spellcasting classes don't get feats at level 1 because you get all your spellcasting choices.
Then that's weird. Because at each level with which you gain view in the following feats. Yeah, it says first level feat 1.
Well, there are
Maybe
level
this is
1
a
feats.
misprint?
No, there are level 1 feats, but you might not get access to take them at level 1 unless you have, like, for instance, if you were like a versatile human or something like that. Let me
good
check.
point.
So I'm gonna bring up the witch class.
Yeah, at second level you gain and every 2 levels after you gain a witch feat. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
This
you're
is the
right.
same thing that like tripped me up when I looked at like the wizard, because in my book
Yep.
it says the wizard gets a feat at level 1, even though they don't. So there are certain class or ancestries that give you access to level 1 class feats, so they print them. But also at level 2, you can take a level 1 class feat.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So that's the downside with there are feats at level 1, but you don't get a choice, unfortunately.
Well, with the fate decision, I am choosing from. Ooh, do I want to go fate or rune actually? Because rune would put me in the Arcana spell list, give me discern secrets, which would help. It's basically guidance plus 1 to myself or somebody else with a lore check, and then I also get magic weapon, which we remember from earlier. Cairo casting magic weapon on people's weapons made them really strong because it gave them an extra D of damage.
Right.
So no, I'll just do fate still. So that gives me the occultism spell list.
Okay. So that means you and Hal will be like both occult casters.
Oh, I didn't know the bard was occult.
I think that's
Yeah,
what we
Bard
said,
is
right?
occult.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep. Bard is occult. But I mean, honestly, I found my composition spells, and that's probably what I'm going to be doing most.
Right.
So there's things like Song of Courage, Inspire Courage, Song of Strength. Gives all different kind of
Nice.
cool things.
That
They're
is
all
really
just
cool.
buffs.
She was
Yeah, those are
constantly
awesome.
Singing songs and like,
Yep.
inspiring the group.
Yep. More like a true bard, or at least 3rd edition bard from D&D.
Right.
All right. I need to also pick a familiar.
Yeah. Do you know what familiar you're picking?
No. Let me open 217 in the core rule.
Okay, go ahead and look. So Rick, it seems like you've picked a lot of the stuff that you had outstanding, like your composition
Yeah.
spells.
What I didn't remember was you said I get X of focus, X cantrips, X spells.
Right.
And I looked and I couldn't find it.
Okay, so I think you start with so let's see. There's a chart under Bard, so you get 5 cantrips and 2 first level spells.
Okay.
But that's your spell slots, right? So let's see.
So say that again. 5 cantrips.
Yeah,
and
if you get
2
5
first level.
cantrips and 2 first level
Mhm.
spell slots, and you are a, I don't think you're a prepared caster, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so you are more of the spontaneous caster type.
Yeah.
So
5 cantrips, 2. Got it. Okay.
yeah, at first level you learn any 2 first level occult spells of your choice. So that's the number of spells you get. When you level up, you can
which is the
swap them
2.
out. Sorry, what was that?
And then cantrips. That's level, right? Those are my leveled spells.
Yes.
To include soothe plus 2 more.
Yes. Is Soothe a
And then
leveled
5
spell?
cantrips. Yeah, it looks like it.
So is the Soothe spell a bonus spell, or is the Soothe spell take one of your spell slots?
I have to look back to see what
Yeah,
it
we'll have to
says.
look back what it
It says
says.
in addition to.
Because that was your Maester, right? Yeah. Yeah, so you add Soothe. So you get any 2 first level spells you want, and then Soothe is another one on top of that.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you'll have 3. And then
Yeah.
you get bards start with 1 focus point and 1 focus spell, I think it is. Or what do they call them? Compositions? But because you're a Maester, you get a second
Yeah,
focus point and I think a second focus spell too, right?
Okay, lingering composition.
You gain lingering composition as a second, right? You get the lingering composition feat, which gives you an extra focus point and also that other
Lingering composition spell.
yeah, what do they call it? The focus spell, the composition, right? So you'll have
Yeah.
that lingering composition and 1 more composition of your choice to go with your 2 focus points. So is there a way to do focus? I think
Yeah, there's focus spells.
there's on your sheet, like yeah. So I see. It tells how many focus points you get in your maximum. Yeah. And the other thing is, unlike the wizard who like prepared certain spells in certain slots, you do it 5e style, which is you spend a first level spell slot, you cast a first level spell, and that's that.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see. I'll probably do Inspire Courage versus Hymn of Healing because I already have medicine.
Okay.
So you said 2 focus spells. Is that what you said?
Well, one 2 compositions, right?
1 more.
Yeah, they're called. I think the bard calls them compositions. So 1 of your choice and that lingering composition for being a maestro.
Got it. So probably Inspire Courage.
Okay.
+1 status to bonus to attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear. Yes.
For 1 round, but you can always
And then lingering
extend
composition.
that. Right.
Yep.
You can extend that to multiple rounds. Man, you're gonna be this is gonna be so complicated because we're gonna have so many pluses and minuses. You guys are gonna have to keep them all straight.
Yep. And then I get occult cantrips.
Yeah, 5 occult cantrips of your choice.
Sheesh.
Yeah, there's a lot of choice. All right, Brianna, did you look at the feats?
I did.
Okay.
I picked Alchemical Savant. Basically, I can ID alchemical items quickly.
Okay.
Using the crafting skill to identify stuff. I can do it in 1 action. Instead of spending 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a big difference.
If you have a formula for the item that you're attempting to identify, you can gain a +2 circumstance bonus to your check. And if I get a crit failure, I just get a regular instead.
Okay. And did you pick your starting formulas and stuff, or?
I am in the process of doing that. So I picked the ones that I get from being a Kargun, which is minor elixir of health and lesser antidotes.
A chiropractor, got it.
Yes. Kyrigan.
Nope, chiropractor.
I just splash potions on everyone's bodies now.
Pretty much. And then Nina, I think we were good on your fighter because the fighter only had to pick 1 feat and that was it.
Yes.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
So for the ancestry feats, for level 1, we only get to pick 1, right? So
Mhm.
since I'm a Duskwalker human, I only get to pick 1 from either.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
It expands the pool of what feats you have access to, but you still pick 1.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
And with your ancestry, you get 1 feat at level 1, and then I think you get another one at level 5. Is the next time you get that. Class feats come at like level 2. I think it's even number low, so 2, 4, 6, 8. You'll get like class feats. And then there's certain levels you get general feats. So like there are kind of like common feats that are tied to all classes, like that one that Hal had, which was the Trap Finder one, where you're always looking for traps. I think it's like a general feat. So you guys will have access to those at level 2. Okay. So I know you guys are still picking some of your class stuff, and that's fine. I just wanted to give a quick note on the next step after you pick all this stuff, which is like finalizing your ability scores. Because after you've done all the previous ancestry background class boosts and flaws to your stats, the next step is to go ahead and add 4 free ability boosts to any stats you want.
4?
Yeah, 4 free ability boosts. This is the thing that tripped me out the first. This is why I didn't know my character sucked so much, because you get 4 completely free ability boosts. They have to be different for each one. You can't double up.
Okay, I was gonna.
Same as before. Like in this step, you pick 4 different abilities and boost each one by 1. Or sorry, by 2.
Okay.
So
by 2?
Yeah, every boost should be +2, never +1, right? So your scores all started for 10, and then your first boost would take it to 12, your second boost would take it to 14.
4 boosts, all to different stats?
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes. So you have 6 abilities and 4 boosts.
My charisma is only like 16.
So there's like 4 boosts, right? So there's like an ancestry, a background, and a class boost. And then now there's free boost. So you could, if you had your main stat in each one of those, it should be 18, right? So
say that one more time.
Well, we went through 4 layers of boosts, right? Everything started at 10. So
Yep.
Your first boost came from your ancestry, right?
Yep.
And then your second boost came from your background. So that would be a potential 14 max on a stat. Your third boost came from your class. And your fourth boost is this free boost.
The class.
So you might have missed the class one.
Yes, I did. Which would be charisma.
You get a choice, or is it just always charisma?
Well,
it looks like it's charisma. Yeah, you get a boost of charisma. Because I know with like
charisma.
with the fighter, with Nina's fighter, she got to choose either strength or dexterity for hers. But it makes sense.
Mine
because
was dex or charisma.
I think for Bard it just says straight charisma, right?
There's the first one, human, you can do.
Oh yeah, I was talking about your class specific one.
Gotcha.
So yeah, definitely don't forget that boost at your boost from your class.
I know it may not help everybody, but do you mind if we take a 10-minute break?
I think it's a good time to take a break if you guys want to take a break right here and clear your brains.
I'll go with that. I think I'm good. 1 2 1 2 1 2 4. Okay, yeah, for sure.
Let's take a quick 10-minute break to like stretch my mind. I'm gonna go grab some water because I drank all my coffee and I've been talking a lot. So
pee break.
Yeah, and a pee break. So 10 minutes, and we'll come back and we'll finish up these characters and put the finishing touches on them. So
awesome.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. We'll be back really soon. Welcome back from break. Did you guys clear your mind, stretch your leg, go to the bathroom, get some water? Because we're only 10% of the way through making characters. I kid.
But not really. No, you don't.
I mean, we're never really done with our characters, are we?
True.
But stat-wise, you guys should all at least now be at that level where you have all your basic stats modified. And this is a good time to point out, if in your free ability boost you boosted your int, that corresponds to one more skill. So don't forget about that.
Ooh.
Remember, because we picked skills earlier, but then now we boosted our int possibly more, which would lead to another skill. So make sure you
Nope.
have all your skills.
Maybe I say no to dexterity and yes to intelligence.
I see. You want to stay alive, or do you want to stay alive? I guess there are different ways of staying alive.
No, I've got everything I wanted. I say dex.
It is nice that like int is more than just a stat for like driving your spells. There's a function for it here, which is being how trained in different skills you are. Okay, so I know Jordan, you're still picking your familiar, and you're still picking spells too?
It's going to be an owl. I haven't even looked at the spells yet.
Okay, so you're gonna pick an owl. I'm kind of saddened by that choice based on what we talked about earlier, but it's gonna be cool.
It's going to
It'll
be
be a
the
black
same.
cat.
It's going to be the
So-
same concept.
Oh!
But
Less copyright infringing.
yes.
Perfect. Brianna, did you have outstanding choices you were making? You were picking alchemist formulas.
I already picked mine. I think I'm gonna leave mutagens later on down the road.
Okay.
And so steroids not quite yet, but we'll get there eventually.
Okay. Sounds cool. How many alchemy formulas do you get then at level 1?
I get 2 from my research field and 2 from my 2 more from the actual formula book.
Got it.
And I'm keeping note of which is which.
Plus you get 4 from that feat on top of that? You gain 4 common first level alchemical feats granted, or formulas granted by the feat, alchemical crafting, because you get that feat, so make sure you add that feat to your
Yes.
character.
Yeah. In that case, I might.
Because the way, I mean, alchemist, I know nothing about it, right? So like this is like one of those overwhelming classes to look at, but it does say you get that feat, and that feat comes with 4. That
In
I
that
think
case, I might be taking some extra stuff that may or may not have to do with altering or mutagens.
got it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so you get 4 common ones based on that feat, and 2 first level ones based on being an alchemist, and then 2 more based on your specialty, right? So that's a total of what, 8 different formulas?
I believe so.
Seems right.
Hmm.
And they're all first level at this point, but you can find or buy more later.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like if you look at the alchemical, like it says sample formula book, and that sample book has 8. So for sure, I think you should have 8.
Hmm.
Awesome. And Rick, you got the guitar going.
Oh my god. I picked such a
Working on it.
complicated class.
Yes. Well, you did pick a class from the Advanced Player's Handbook.
Okay, so my familiar every day gets a familiar ability and a master ability. And I can choose that at the beginning of every day. That gives it at special abilities like the ability to climb, to get a swim speed, to be independent, so I don't have to command my familiar to do anything. To be able to speak, like I could be able to speak
Ooh.
through my owl to other birds using kin speech. There's just tons of stuff here. So that's something I have to choose every day that I've saddled myself with.
It also says like if your familiar form has one of these already, like an owl flies. So
Yep.
like fly, you don't just get fly on top of it; it becomes one of those choices.
Yeah.
You could have an owl that doesn't fly, like a clipped wing or something.
Yeah. So there's that. And then also when I make my character, I have to pick 10 cantrips and 5 leveled spells
What?
because that's where my spells come from. So when I wake up every morning and I choose my cantrips and my spells every morning, they're from my familiars list.
So are you saying you get 5 as a witch
I-
and then your familiar gets 5 more?
No. I get 5 cantrips and 2 level 1 spells at level 1.
Okay.
I pick those from my familiars cantrips and spells.
Got it. So your familiar becomes your spell book in a sense.
My familiar is my spell book.
Okay. And so, but your familiar
Oh my
knows
goodness.
10?
My familiar knows 10 cantrips, 5 level 1 spells, plus the additional spell from my my patron, which is True Strike.
It amazes me that there are 10 different occult cantrips in the first place.
Yay.
There's like 18 or 15 or 18. There's a lot.
There's a lot, huh?
Yep.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Definitely a lot.
And
I
that's
picked a complicated class.
that's only what your familiar knows at first level, so we can imagine how much more your familiar is going to know. That is cool. So that they kind of
Every-
become a very versatile cantrip class, whereas most classes.
Yep.
Well, I guess wizards have access to every cantrip that exists.
Every level, my familiar gets 2 more spells as well. So 2 spells and then cantrips at certain levels as well. It's
Okay.
just it's very. I picked a very complicated class. I did not mean to.
So your familiar is going to be the form of an owl, though.
Yes.
So it seems like other. Do you have to pick hexes?
I will let you know as soon as I get there because I'm still at.
You're still going through it.
I've done ancestry and background, initial proficiencies, patron, familiar. So I'm at familiar. Then I get to witch spell casting. Then I get to hexes.
So hex, you know how like we were talking about, like the bard has compositions, which are kind of like uses the focus spells. I guess for witches, your focus spells are called hexes. So you have a pool of focus points, and you spend focus points to cast those hexes. So
Yep.
yeah,
Steve, I have a quick question.
Sure.
Where did you see that I get 4 extra formulas?
So under the character, okay, 4 extra formulas, right? Perfect. Yeah. So the way that I deduce this, and I'm assuming it's right. So under I'm scrolling back up. So under alchemy, it says you gain the alchemical crafting feat, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that feat comes with 4 as part of the feat. Yeah, when you select this feat, immediately add the formulas for the 4 common first level alchemical items to your formula books. So that's where you get 4.
Under
based on
specialty crafting?
Under alchemical crafting? Let me see. I'm pull it back. The only thing I don't like about Roll20 is like when you click a link, it like takes you away from the page you were on, and you can't go back. As far as I know. Come on, Roll20, fix that up. Okay, so under.
Okay, I see this.
Right. So under alchemy, you get that feat, and that feat comes with the 4 first level alchemical items.
Okay.
The 4 common ones. So I guess if you somehow look at all the alchemy stuff, you'll probably find. I bet there's only 4. That's why it just says the 4, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see rules.
I see it. Thanks.
Okay, so that's how you get those 4, and then on top of that, you get the ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then total, it should be 8.
Got it.
Okay. And you can perform a number of regions equal to 1 plus your intelligence modifier, which I'm guessing is 18 at this point.
I think it's 16.
Did you not get an int boost at every step?
I pumped 1 point into, I think, strength, just because I didn't want like a totally. I'll put it back in.
Was it a free boost that you got to put?
No, it was from my background.
Your
I think I'm
background,
gonna
which let you pick strength or intelligence. Got it.
I think I'm gonna put it back in intelligence.
You want to go back to? I mean, I'm not trying. I'm just saying. Like, I was just if you weren't at 18, but it was a conscious choice. Yeah, that's fine. I just want to make sure that you didn't miss one, like Rick had missed his character or his class one. You could be swole. You could be a swole alchemist. Maybe arm wrestling with Nina's character.
Let's go.
With the 18 strength. Okay. So I mean, once we make all these choices, and then obviously the spells still need to be picked, and that's a big choice. But that pretty much locks in your character, your first level character choices. You should have all your proficiencies trained, right? You should have your saving throws trained. You should have training in different levels of armor types, training in different weapon types. You should have whatever class specialties, whether it's feats, patrons, what do you call them? What was your alchemy specialty called? It wasn't like a focus. It was a
research field.
Research field. Your patrons, all your little goodies should be like set in, and that kind of sets your character on a path for choices going in the forward. The next thing you can do is we need to buy equipment. Everyone starts with 15 gold, aka 150 silver pieces. Now, the easiest thing to do if you want to have a good starting point is they have a thing called like class kits that is basically like starting gear for that class. So if I look up like fighter kit, wait, no, that's not it. Let me see, class kit. So if I search class kit, it'll open up a document that shows all the different classes and their kits. So for fighter, to buy it, it costs 3 gold, 8 silver, which means in your money you have 11 gold, 2 silver left over. And then it comes with all these different things. Like for fighter, it comes with hide armor, a dagger, adventurers pack, and a grappling hook. And then there's like a list of like options that you can add. Like if I want to buy a greatsword, I can spend 2 more gold. If I want to buy a longsword and a shield, it costs 3 gold. But if you're looking for like a good starting set of equipment, just buy the class kit and add whatever it says.
Okay. I think I'll do that.
Yeah. And then in addition, on top of that, there is I added the I guess it did not get added. Let me see. Is there, let's see, armor? Is there like separate sheets for like all the different things? There is. So I'm gonna add. I'll share this with you guys in a second after I add them. Armor, adventuring gear, weapons.
Be right back.
Weapon. Is it weapon item? No. Weapon statistics. Yeah, weapon statistics. Okay. So I'm sharing the adventuring gear page. And I still need to add armor item. No, not armor item. Just armor. For some reason, it's not letting me drag and drop like the armor list. I'll figure that out later. But it seems surprising to me that a fighter would only start off with hide armor. So hide armor costs 2 gold. But you could buy like scale mail or chain mail and start with more.
Yeah, instead.
Well, scale mail is +3. So hide armor costs 2 gold and your AC bonus is +3. And then scale mail is 4 gold, but you also have +3 to your AC bonus. So why would you ever take scale mail over hide? What am I missing? They all have a dex cap of +2. They have a check penalty of -2. They have a speed penalty of -5. They both take 14 strength. One's in leather and one's in composite. I don't understand why you would ever take scale mail over hide then. I'm missing something obvious here. Don't know. Don't know. But I guess another cool thing as a fighter, right, is you need to, I guess you don't need to at this point, but do you have like a certain weapon type you plan on fighting with?
I'm definitely gonna get myself a pick.
Okay.
And then I'm going for like the long sword again and then a dagger.
Got it.
Mm,
I know there's some cool stuff, like different weapons come in different weapon groups. So like long swords are in sword groups and pickaxes are in like probably pick groups. And when you get to higher levels, it'll make a bigger deal. Like when you crit with certain weapon types, you get like special effects based on the weapon type you're using. It's a little more advanced, and you can get weapons as it comes up. But
let's see.
the other thing to keep in mind is like the way that you do encumbrance in Pathfinder is through something called bulk. So, some items will have like no bulk whatsoever. Some items will have 1 or more bulk. Some items will say like L, which is like basically it's like 10 items, 10 L items make 1 bulk. But in terms of what you can carry, your bulk can be 5 plus your strength modifier.
Okay, so my encumbered value.
Right.
Okay.
So you can have up to your encumbered value, and then once you go past that, you're encumbered, but you still can function. You're just at a disadvantage. And then there's a maximum you can carry, which is like 10 plus your strength modifier, and beyond that, you just can't carry more.
Okay, got it.
Yes. You also need to pick your character's alignments. I'm guessing that there are game mechanics tied to it. None of your classes are tied to like deities and specific stuff, but you're able to pick a deity of some sort if you'd like to have one.
As a Duskwalker, I am kind of promised to a deity called Pharasma.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably, or are you actively like worshiping them?
It is in my backstory.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so here's what it says. Bulk. Your character's maximum bulk determines how much weight they can carry. If you're carrying an amount of bulk that exceeds 5 plus their strength modifier, you're encumbered. And then if you can't carry an amount of bulk exceeds 10 plus your strength modifier. The L stands for light, so 10 light items equals 1 bulk. I don't know what the penalty is for going over the being encumbered, but I'm guessing it's probably like
probably movement.
Probably movement, maybe even worse. Let's see, encumbered. When you're encumbered, you're clumsy 1 as a status. a 10-foot penalty to your speeds. And Clumsy 1 just means you have -1 to all dex-based checks, including your AC, your reflex saves, your ranged attack rolls, and skill checks using acrobatics, stealth, and thievery. So if you're just like a big tough fighter, it just makes you a little slower. But if you're nimble, then it becomes an issue.
I see. Makes sense.
So yeah, so you could be carrying like a longsword and a shield and a spear strapped to your back and wearing like heavy armor and all this stuff, up to that bulk, and then yes. So did anyone else have any questions on starting equipment and like how your class kit works or buying equipment and stuff like that?
I'm sure I do.
Let's see.
Hold my hand, Steve.
Oops. Let's see. Yeah. So class kit. I wish there was like just a drag and droppable class kit, but there's not. So for Bard, your class kit, if you just want to start with that, costs 7 gold, 5 silver, 2 copper. Your bulk becomes 4 bulk and 4 light in total. That's how much a weight it costs. Your money left over would be 7 gold, 4 silver, 8 copper, and you start with studded leather armor, a dagger, a rapier, and a sling with 20 bullets, an adventurer's pack, and a handheld instrument.
Jeez. Can I find that somewhere?
Yes. So under all the stuff you can search on Roll20, just search class kit, and then open that, and it'll show you. They just have it in one page for all the different classes.
Awesome.
So yeah, you can just add that money left over as your starting gold, and add all that equipment to your sheet.
Thanks, buddy.
And then use the leftover gold for any other things you'd like to buy. I think I shared. I shared the adventuring gear handout, so that has a lot of like sort of like adventuring gear stuff. If you want to get like another instrument or like a ladder or a bag or anything like that. I'm assuming if you're trained in medicine, you'll probably want a healer's kit, right? Healer's tools, Is that what they're called? Healer's tools cost 5 gold, so keep that in mind.
Okay.
You start with 15 minus whatever you get. Let's see.
I picked a goblin as a language.
Studded leather armor.
Wait, how do languages go? 'Cause I didn't even see that
when you pick your ancestry, it tells you on the side.
Oh,
So for me,
good reminder.
For me, next to elf, it says you get common, elven, and additional languages equal to your intelligence modifier. So actually, my intelligence modifier is 4, so I get 3 more.
Mm-hmm. Also, keep in mind when you guys are training in lores, right? Or when you get to pick skills, lore counts as a skill. So if you're interested in taking specific lore categories with your bonus choices or whatever, the Abomination Vault's Player's Guide called out a handful of lores that might play into the adventure. So one of them is Cavern lore, which may be covered by Nina's background, I believe.
Oh, so I can pick that as an additional skill?
Yes.
Or interesting.
Yeah, you take lore as a skill, and then you choose which specialty of lore you want to take. So the 3 that they call out is Cavern lore, Otari lore, and Spirit lore. And then it says other lore skills might come into play, but since they're going out of their way to point out those are 3 important lore skills to like narrow in on, I just wanted to call that to your attention as you're building characters.
What would be the skill? What would be the modifier? I'm sorry, ability to go in with like cavern lore?
How do lores work? Are they tied
Like
to a
what
skill?
ability? Yeah, they're tied to an ability.
You don't want Atari lore, so you can find the secret area in Venture.
Well, I feel like as a cavern elf, I should have cavern lore.
Yeah, good point.
I think according to what I see is like lore is always int based.
Okay, cool.
But then you pick, the category.
Very cool.
You can use the recall knowledge on that specific category. Yeah, and then with your lore trained action, you can use it says you can earn during downtime, you can earn income by using your knowledge. So you could be like an Otari tour guide.
I almost feel like spirit lore should be Mina.
How many
None.
skills do you get to train
as a Duskwalker?
on your fighter, right? How many skills do you get? Is it blank plus your int modifier, right?
As a fighter?
Yeah.
I did not read any. Like right now, my skill feat is based from my Duskwalker ancestry.
Right. But like part of picking the class was also getting like initial proficiencies, right? So you were like trained in fortitude, reflex, and will saves and stuff. So for skills, it says you got to be trained in either acrobatics or athletics, and you took athletics, right?
Yes.
And then it said you get 3 additional skills plus your int modifier. So did you train
Oh.
those already?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So what was your int modifier at the end?
My int, it's still 0.
Still 0. Okay. So you get 3 skills.
Yeah.
And what we're saying is one of these skills could be the lore skill tied to one of these things. So,
I see.
like Jordan's saying, it makes sense for your character to have it, and it does, but that would mean giving up one of those other skill choices.
Yeah. So
Right,
if it's
right,
going to hurt
okay.
your build, then that's probably not a good idea.
No, it's okay. No.
That's also where, like, throwing a boost in an int with that free boost could just get you like an extra skill that fleshes, like rounds out your character.
What's the lore things that they specifically call out again?
It was cavern lore, spirit lore, and Otari lore.
I already took cavern.
I can take Otari because I have a bunch of skills that I feel like are a bit useless to my class. Or just rounds me out, and I feel like it's a little redundant considering we have a charisma-based character already.
Oh, sure.
I have so many skills because of the way my backgrounds, my ancestry, my class, and my intelligence work, because I'm an intelligence-based character.
Mhm.
So like I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 skills that I'm 8
What?
skills and 2 lores.
Nice. That's the advantage of being an int-based class, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and so languages. Make sure you guys pick languages. So you said, Jordan, it was based on your ancestry choice and also your int modifier.
Yes.
This player's handbook calls out some, like, common will suffice for most heroes. But it says there's 3 languages in particular that will have use in this adventure pass. So one of them is Aklo, AKLO. I don't know what that is, but one of them is Elven, and one of them is Undercommon.
Wow, I happen to know all those all of a sudden.
Perfect.
Weird how that happened.
Yeah. So let's see.
Where can you choose languages?
It's tied to your is there a place on your character sheet for it?
Yeah. It's the main character screen on the 3rd column, all the way at the bottom under actions.
Yes.
It's the language.
So what is it? To get additional language.
So you get whatever languages are tied to your ancestry. So as an elf, I get common and elven, and then additional languages equal to your intelligence mod.
So I know common. Rock on.
Nice.
Is your int mod still 0?
Yes.
Nice.
Same.
I get one more. Common, elven, goblin, aklo, undercommon.
Not even gonna add anything.
So let's see. I'm trying to scroll down to see what humans get. Because everyone else is some variation of human, right? Yeah. So humans get common by default, and then one
And one other, right?
1 plus your int modifier if it's positive. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says choose from the list of common
Well,
languages
and
and
that
any other
just-
language which you have access to based on your region or whatever. So
Do you want to know what Aklo is?
from what I saw, I think it's like a serpent language.
Deros, evil fae, and otherworldly monsters.
Oh, that's ominous.
Interesting.
Evil monsters.
Yeah, otherworldly monsters. Evil fae.
I see. So
Okay.
that's an uncommon language.
Yep.
So are there special rules around uncommon languages? Yeah, because like for human, it says choose from the list of common languages. So it says additional language equal to 1 plus your intention mode. Choose from the list of common languages. So it seems like Aklo is a harder one to get unless you have some way to get uncommon languages.
Well, for elf, it doesn't say anything about choosing from the common list.
There you go. That's the difference between an elf and a human is you've had hundreds of years to learn this language.
Yep, exactly. More experience
Is,
because of more time.
Is Undercommon a common language?
Yes, it is.
I will choose that.
That's
Cool.
Drow, Dwargers, and Zolgoths.
AKA the what were those you guys fought? The stinky things. Troglodytes?
Troglodytes.
Yes, yeah. Common languages are common, draconic, dwarven, elven, gnomish, goblin, halfling, Jotun, orcish, sylvan, and undercommon.
Ooh, do I want to take Necril, ghouls, and intelligent undead?
Very cool.
I'll just take Druid, just to screw with any Druid we find.
Okay, so now, did you guys have? Is there anything outstanding character-wise that you guys you need my help finishing off?
I don't think so. I got to find stats for an owl and then figure out how to institute that into my character sheet and then pick hexes and spells and cantrips. But I mean, that can easily be done before next session. And then I want to fill out the information on my details section. You know, pick my nationality, birthplace, age,
Of course.
pick all of that interesting stuff. But that can be done in between sessions.
Yep. And
I
then
just
good.
wanted to clarify, like, so I was reading more on the Duskwalker, so I automatically get low light vision.
Mhm.
So for my feet, I
that's
instead
interesting.
picked gravesite, so now I have dark vision.
Yeah, okay. So just becoming a dark what do they call it? A Duskwalker?
Yeah. Let me put it up. Oh, I
Yeah,
can't.
because that one feat said you had to do it, but it seems weird they would add that as a prerequisite if they give it to you, you know? That's weird. There might be some way to get feats from other like bypass it.
Is there a place where I can put that I have dark vision or
Under
low light vision?
senses, I think.
Yeah. Your perception above actions and language underneath hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a section for senses.
Yeah, so I added low light vision and dark vision under mine because of my cavern elf.
Yeah, I see. So thanks to an ancient bargain, your soul has been reborn as the Duskwalker. Gee, that sounds like Ava. You gain the Duskwalker trait in addition to traits from Ancestry. You gain low light vision or dark vision if you already have it. Okay, so that's the thing. You get low light vision, and then you can spend that feat to up it to dark vision, right?
Yes. So that was the.
That's a good thing.
ancestry
That's a good thing.
that I
Good
got.
catching on that. Yeah.
So I just wanted to clarify. So I got one ancestry feat, one skill feat provided by the mining lore, and then like 2 gained class feats, and then I chose.
You don't pick any class feats yet.
Oh no, that's not true. Fighters do.
Oh, fighters get level 1 class feats?
Non-spell casting classes get level 1 feats.
Oh.
So fighter and alchemist both got class feats.
Nice.
And then I chose.
But
so, like,
I
3
think it was only
class feats.
one. You got to choose one class feat, but some of them you got for free.
Mhm.
So like the shield block one came for free. The attack of opportunity came for free.
Power attack was what I chose.
Power attack was your chosen one, right?
Mhm. And then Ray Shield is a special action. So I added it under my actions.
Perfect.
Okay.
Sounds right.
Cool beans.
Sounds right to me. Now as far as like character art and stuff goes, do you guys want to find character art on your own and submit it tokens to me, or do you want me to pull out a bunch of tokens and you can tell me which ones you guys like?
I would like pull out a bunch of tokens.
Yeah, I'll take that too.
I can drag and drop a bunch of them on here. Perfect. So I'm gonna do the Pathfinder characters. You guys are mostly humans, right? And you're an elf, Jordan.
I'm an elf. Yep.
Oh, we also need character names. Are you guys set on character names?
Yes, I have one.
What is your character name?
Nulara.
Nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. So I'm gonna drag and there's only 10 elf tokens, so I'm gonna drag and drop all 10 of these elf tokens. They're like all the same. Oh, that was the same. I think that was literally the same one. Sorry.
Yep.
Elves have a very unified look in this setting.
Jesus.
So those are the 10 elf tokens, and there's corresponding elf handouts that match those 10. Let me just look at something real quick because we got the. Let me pull out the advanced players guide because there's tokens from the advanced players guide that kind of sometimes are tied to like the classes, but they did not give a witch token.
Well, what the hell?
I know. There's like investigator tokens, oracle tokens, but no witch tokens. So, anyways, are none of those grabbing you?
Nope.
Yeah, they don't really fit what you're kind of going for. So,
What are you talking about, dude? I am just a bow wielding witch with a pet owl. I don't understand why that's so confusing.
yeah,
and
why is it so
difficult
hard to
find.
find?
What the hell?
Okay, I'm gonna just start dragging. I'm just gonna start putting human tokens on the board.
Awesome.
And
I'm
if you
ready.
guys
Are
if
you
you
ready?
guys see one that you like, you let me know.
I said maybe.
Is the Jeopardy song DMCA?
Probably.
Oh,
Or
Yeah,
it's
that's-
copyrighted.
I was gonna
That's something we have to be very careful about.
comment. Yeah.
DMC doesn't.
DMCA is what you file if you think your copyright is being violated.
Yeah, but it's not on live performance.
Not yet. So languages, I have Common, Elven, Sylvan, which I think fits because Sylvan's like a Fey language, and then Aklo is like an evil Fey language. Undercoblin and Goblin.
You're grabbing that one, Rick?
Yep.
Ooh.
All right, you should be able to control it now. So let's see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's human 7. So
I just saw Bree's like photo.
No.
Kermit.
Back
Can you
by
send that to me?
popular-
Can you
by
send that to me,
unpopular
please?
demand.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Did I miss something?
I changed my profile picture because I didn't.
Oh.
my face.
okay. I have them turned off. All right, so Rick's got his token. I'm gonna keep going on these humans. There's like 50 human tokens. Oh,
This one for please.
Ooh.
This one? Oh yeah,
Everyone's
because it's
not
got
so
the elven
far.
ears, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's exactly why I picked it.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Wow. Wow. A lie was detected.
So you should be able to control that.
Yep.
Okay.
Unnamed alchemist. Yes.
See, where do we leave off? Okay, human token 18.
My dog is being such a problem right now.
Oh wait, I can't see that far down, Steve.
Can you not scroll down? Or
Scroll
just-
out.
Oh, scroll down.
Zoom out.
Oy.
Yeah. So
Can I actually see this one and this one?
Ooh.
Okay, and then the one below that. Yeah, that one looks like they have. Okay, that might be interesting to have like an elf
have-
that looks like a young person, but they're actually like 200 years old.
They have a
Right.
bow too.
I know. All right, I'm still looking, but that one might be good.
got it. Okay. Was that our wizard last time? I think so.
My dog jumped off of the bed that he was on top of and is just licking my foot.
Sounds about right.
Fucking tug. I apologize. That's probably the first curse of this stream.
Okay, and
Certainly not the last.
this is token 40.
No.
And
Oh, that one looked intense.
There's 22 more.
All right, we might have to clear the playfield.
Yeah, if you guys are fine, I'm gonna clear the top half. Was there any you want me to keep around just because they're semi in the running?
Hello?
Mine are at the bottom.
Hi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something's happening to my computer.
Oh no.
What's going on?
I don't know. The screen is black. Oh,
Oh,
there we
weird.
go. It popped up again.
Welcome back.
Oh my god. Change this
So,
monitor.
Brianna, where's your token? Is it in the pile?
It is right here.
Okay, you're still on. I didn't delete you. Okay.
Hot.
And then I would like you to grab. Why don't you take this one, and this one, and like put them up out of the way so we don't lose them.
Were there
And
any
then
of
we
these
just
ones
clear-
down here that
clear
you
them.
were excited about, Nina, or should I go ahead and clear them all?
This. Oh, damn it. This one.
Okay.
All right, yeah. Let's see the rest of these though.
Yeah, I just want to. I'm going to get rid of all the ones that were not.
Actually,
even in the
you can clear this one too. If I pick one of them, it would be this one out of those two. Okay.
All right.
That person with the glowing eyes has some problems.
This one too.
Oh no.
Maybe.
Ooh. Whoa, he has glasses. He has spectacles.
If that one had elf ears, that'd be a cool one for me.
Okay, those are all the human tokens. We did it.
I'm so proud of you.
I'll go for this one. Thank you.
Jordan, he's calling to you.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. You didn't care for the elf ones either. Oh wait, I found more human tokens. Hang on.
Holy shit.
I got more. Hold on.
Wait. Oh yeah, let's pull Brianna up. Yeah, because they were at the bottom, and then now there's a whole nother section which starts at human token 62 and goes up. So. Although some of them are multiple labeled the same number, so I don't know.
This is Cairo if he turned evil.
Yep. That's if all the fish disappeared from the village.
Yeah, if he wasn't able to save all the fish. Oh,
Mhm.
speaking of Cairo.
Yeah, there he is.
And
Definitely
Valerie.
be a reckoning.
Oh, Val.
Hey.
Posterity's sake.
Okay, those are the last of the human tokens
Hmm.
that are the Pathfinder specific ones. There's some tokens from the advanced players guide I can drop, but like there's kind of a mishmash of stuff.
I'm down for a mishmash. Oh, I'm the
Dang, look
bird.
at him. He's posing.
I like both of these.
These ones up here, Hal?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah.
Those are some big old ears.
And a bonus shark.
Oh, that's me. I'm the shark.
So random. I love
That's-
how random
Totally.
that
That's my familiar.
was.
Great white.
Oh, actually, okay.
That's hilarious.
Any at the bottom? Any of these at the bottom that you guys are in love with, or can I clear them?
You can clear him.
Okay, because the beginner's box actually has 10 more elf tokens.
Hell yeah.
That's cool.
That's a choice.
It is a choice.
This one?
Okay, those are the 10 more elf tokens.
I mean, this one looks like an elf, but also a cat person.
I see it.
I mean, I guess that can be me. I mean, it's kind of between this one and this one. I got to sleep on it.
All right,
For
I'll
now.
pull these up.
Thank you.
Not the butterfly.
No, I'm good. I'm good. Not the direction my witch is going in. I mean, if I wanted to just play Bayonetta, I might do it. And just, be a hair witch.
Ladies.
Oh, those are making it difficult for me.
Yeah, there's some cool ones in here.
All right, those are the 15 humans. So, which ones were you pinging, Rick?
All of the men.
Like this one.
Yep.
That
That
one.
guy
That
too.
one's a guitar player if I've ever seen one in my entire life. Right there.
That's very true. Yeah.
That person definitely pulls out a guitar at the middle of a party.
Look at that earring.
Wonderwall.
Yep.
Yes.
Maybe.
If you were going for the full alchemist, like this one would be pretty cool, Brianna. But I like this one's just so badass though that it's hard to compete with that one.
I know.
It's just so intimidating. Like,
Yeah, she's like,
I'll,
like,
I'll give you my wallet.
Jordan,
yeah,
I know.
roll a d6
okay,
on digital.
Oh, God.
3,
This guy right here, the bald dude.
nice.
That's the new Hal.
That is my guy.
This looks like a Renaissance painting.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Yeah. Maybe I should just be this child right here.
You can be
I'm an
Rhea.
elf. I'm an elf that looks like a child, but I'm like 400 years old.
Is this Rhea?
Yes. That's alternate art Rhea from the concept art.
Oh wow.
I think this is another Rhea token. And then this is the other Rhea token.
Ooh.
She's like, fuck you guys, help
I
me.
like this one.
Oh. Pull that in that pile.
Yeah, that should be. Yeah, Mina, you can be Rhea 2.0.
Yeah, it's not a bad choice.
Who's she?
She's a badass from.
You remember
Descent
Rhea.
into Avernus? No, she doesn't.
She played it.
Oh.
Oh, she did play Avernus. I didn't know that.
She was in my first
Oh,
Avernus
okay,
group.
okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, got it.
We were running in parallel for a while. They were a little bit ahead of you.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like 6 months ahead of you.
Yeah.
then you guys
we
caught up
heard
fast.
stories.
You guys caught up fast.
Yeah.
We all, the real stories were how completely different our characters were to your characters. Like just night and day.
We had a
So-
cleric that didn't cast guidance.
Yep. Didn't know how to cast
Pretty much.
guidance. I looked up.
I'm the cleric.
Nice. No. Ours didn't know how to cast guidance, not yours.
Okay, I didn't cast guidance
Good.
either. I think, yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Throwing
there's this
shade.
other. So okay, so any of these you guys want me to keep around, or should I clear them all?
I'm good.
No, I'm gonna be this. I'm gonna be the small child. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, because there's this other pack. It's not a Pathfinder pack, but this other pack is from something called Blurred Con, which Roll20 gave out for free. But I'm just gonna put these out because they're just some interesting choices, I guess. I guess some of them are sci-fi, and some of them are.
Well, my name is
Nice.
My name is Frostpunk Cyber, so it makes sense.
He's going to be called Frosty.
No, I'm not. I'm not naming myself that. I just didn't know what else to type in there.
That's okay.
Ooh.
We're going to call you Frosty.
Yep.
Ooh.
Same though.
Mina's losing her shit over here. This is awesome.
I love this, honestly. Like,
Yeah, this
is
art-
amazing to me.
This
I got
art
this
is
over here.
really dope.
Oh, this guy, if he didn't have crazy eyes, that would be my guy.
Yes.
The other thing that's cool is every token has
though,
full
Rick.
art as well. I wish I
Oh,
could.
that's so
It's
cool.
not let. Oh, there we go.
Ooh,
Ooh.
look at that fool. Jeez.
And
Dang.
all your tokens up here that you guys picked also have full body art. I can find for you guys.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I can go back and find that one. Did you skew your token to make his
I
head
turned
straight
it
up?
yes.
It's funny. So any of these that you guys are drooling over, I want to keep around?
I love this one right here.
This
We
one?
love her, but like I can't. Not for my
this
character.
one. Yeah.
Going once?
Yeah, they're all fantastic, but
Nina,
nothing that would fit.
Brianna, were you pinging something that you were interested in? No, you still had like yours.
Brianna found her. It's just the pure disdain in her face of like,
Mhm,
fine, I'll give you a potion. Just shut up.
Yeah. Okay.
Not like she said, you'll be the one saying, "Okay, I'll give you my wallet."
Wait, were we keeping this Rayo one around? I don't remember.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, okay, that one was one. I think that's pretty much like all the ones. I got some sillier ones, like there's some like chibi characters.
Oh boy.
But those are all the sort of decent ones that I have. So you're free to like find outside artwork and stuff too. So if you guys like these, I can try to find the full character art for each of these tokens that you're narrowed down to. So Rick, were you gonna keep the man?
Yep.
Okay. And Nina, did you have one that you were in love with
This
between this?
Yes.
The Raya one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Brianna likes that one, and Jordan, you're still sleeping on those?
Yeah, I'm trying. I might have to find something from outside because nothing's really working for what I had in mind.
Right. Okay, so let me see for Raya. Let me go to the Descent to Avernus. Unfortunately, they did not give me a full art handout for that one, but it exists because it's from one of the actual Descent to Avernus guide, so I can find that. For this one, did we pull that out of the beginner's box one, Rick?
I don't know.
Let's see. Okay. Brianna, yours came out
Yeah.
of the original 65 human tokens, right?
I believe so.
Okay, let's see. What is yours? Yours is... Okay, I don't think that guy's in the beginner's box one. Let me see. Yours, this elf one might have been. Yes. So elf handout 7. You're not gonna like it, but there it is.
Yeah, see, he doesn't even have a bow. Yeah, so let me see the other one then.
Okay. Now I gotta go through and find through the 70.
I
Human.
apologize.
I should have told you guys to remember their numbers. That's on me. Let's see. So humans. right, I'm just gonna scroll through until. Oh, okay. Well, I found Brianna's pretty easy. Just a bigger version of that face.
Ma'am.
Okay, and then I'm looking for Rick's and Jordan's. I found the character, but it was a different version of the artwork. Oh, you're not gonna like it either.
Yeah.
She has the bow,
They're also skinny.
and also very like primal with the like.
Yeah.
Stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, now I gotta find.
I'm gonna have to go into like Black Desert Online and make this character, and then just take a screenshot, and then make a token from that screenshot.
Ooh, this is a fun one. This isn't the one we're looking for, but it's fun. Little pet dinosaur.
Yeah, I could pick a dinosaur as a familiar if I wanted, a little tiny one.
That's true. Not seeing.
Do you mind if I just made one in Hero Forge?
No, I don't care.
I might do that. Get it all colored up and painted, and then take a screenshot from my handout, and then make a token from it for you, and then just send it to you.
Did we pull yours out of the Advanced Player's Guide, maybe? Oh, yes, we did. Okay. And unfortunately, they did not give me a full art handout for that one. Sorry, Rick.
All good.
It's under.
My attitude face says all good.
Let's see. So your full art is actually from page 131 of the Advanced Player's Guide. It's a drunken monk like fighting while holding ale. So not entirely far off.
Exactly. Hit you with my guitar.
Let's see. I can do the save. Save it.
Do you want to handle the detect magic, or should I take that cantrip too?
I can do it. I can do all the support.
Okay.
Here, let me drag and drop this to the thing just so you can see. Okay. Okay, so the only outstanding things that we have are your homework. Essentially, is to get me, like, finalize your character name, come up with like a mini backstory or something. What I need from you guys is like, the art that you've chosen. Well, we already chose some art, and basically, I need you guys to record me like a voice line in your character's voice that you plan to use, just a few seconds, like 5 to 10 seconds. So when I make our scrolling intro, I can do your character art with some kind of background, and you're speaking in your character's voice to kind of hype people up for it. So think about what that would be. Your homework is due by Monday, because I'm going to work on it on Monday.
So like we say our name and then maybe like a one-liner.
Yeah, you can say your name in a one-liner. You can just say the one-liner and leave your name out of it. Like if you just want to like be in character and just say like a one-liner or something, that could work. Basically anything that you want to like kind of be playing as it's introducing your character during the opening. On the screen, I'm going to have your character's name. It's going to have your player name, your information, all that kind of stuff. So that'll be there. So whether you want to highlight that by emphasizing your character's name or something, that's up to you.
Okay, got it. Ooh, exciting.
What else? Those of you who have spells, you might need to finalize your spell list before next week. Is there anything else outstanding? Oh, one thing I've mentioned this to you guys like in chats on breaks and stuff, but just to make it clear for everyone, we are going to be using an optional rule called the free archetype rule that Pathfinder has. So what the free archetype rule basically becomes is at level 2, you can spend a feat to like become an archetype. And I would suggest, going out and looking at all the character options for that. But like an archetype is almost like a multi-class, but not really. You can be like an archer, you can be a battle medic, you can be an archaeologist, stuff like that. But it's called archetypes. Normally, you spend a feat to invest into that archetype, and then when you get a class feat, you replace it by taking feats in the archetype instead. So what we're doing is we're doing free archetypes. That means at second level, you guys are going to get to take your class feat like normal, and in addition, you're going to also be able to pick an archetype and get a free archetype feat. And so every time you get a class feat, you're going to get an archetype feat as well. And so we're not doing the multi-class one. So there's two kinds of archetype feats. There's like some that are like archetypes and some that are multi-classing, and that's how you would like multi-class into like rogue or something like that. But what I want to do is focus on you guys learning archetypes. So there's a bunch of them in the advanced player's guide. So take a look, because at second level you're going to get a free one. It's basically just like extra feats and extra specialties for your characters that you guys can use to fill in some of the gaps in your adventuring party as you see them. So Jordan hasn't. You still got to come up with a token. Everyone else should have control over those tokens.
Should I not do the whatchamacallit? Because then I'd be the only one with like a picture of a Hero Forge character.
I mean, it's up to you. Maybe just like
Probably make one.
Okay.
That kind of looks like this guy.
Let's just commission some art. Oh, and I guess Rick, since you're the bard and you do the music, you gotta write us a theme song, or get your son to do it.
That'd probably be easier.
That'd be cool. Like that doesn't have to be due by Monday, but like long term, that'd be really cool for like the intro to be your character singing the full on song. I think it's a fun idea. Then you have to really write it and like do it, and we can put that as the background music. The biggest things normally, like it's session 0, like this is session 0, but like really it was just 3 hours of character creation. I would love to sit down and tell you like expectations for the adventure path and what we're going to see and do and what the module is going to be all about. But like the truth is I don't know yet because I haven't seen it. It comes out the day we play. So if all goes well and it comes out on Wednesday, which is the day we're supposed to play, then I'll be reading it and preparing for it the day of. I'm on vacation next week, so it's fine. If for some reason it does not get released in Roll20 on time, I'm still planning on getting the PDF and just we'll run the first few sessions until they get it on Roll20. But that would be next Wednesday at 7:00, same as our normal time. In case you guys haven't said it out loud, why don't we share our character names?
My fighter, my buff lady's name is Nulara.
Okay. Don't everyone go at once. Rick, what's your character's name?
Alarmoni Higgins, the human bard.
So Rick has this trope where every character he plays has to start with Hal. Across
it's
all
easy
his
to
games.
Remember.
Right. And so in this case, Hal Harmony is stretching it a little bit.
Well, it's like, you take out the AL and you got harmony.
Exactly. You're stretching it a bit, but you have the charisma to pull it off, so I'll allow it. Brianna.
I am playing Aurelia, the alchemist.
So you're playing a character's name who I can barely pronounce, and you're playing a research field that I can barely pronounce.
Yes, that is the entire goal.
You're Aurelia, the chirologist?
Yes.
Did I say it? Chirurgeon. I was close. Okay. Thank you for that.
No
And-
problem.
And Jordan, do you have a name yet,
No.
or not yet? Be surprised next week then.
Yep, everyone will be, including me.
So the general gist, as far as I know, for this adventure path is you guys are going to all be at least new adventurers, because the idea is you guys are an adventuring party, and you'll probably meet in the first episode if you guys want to talk with each other and discuss if your characters know each other. That's an option too. In Otari, which we learned through the beginner's box, and it's that little like sleepy village, there is a set of runes nearby called the Ruins of Gauntlight, which is coincidentally the name of the adventure path. And in the Ruins of Gauntlight, there will be basically a mysterious light that appears. And these runes have been picked clean by adventurers over time, right? They've already been picked through. People barely go there anymore because there's nothing left to find. It's all been found. So something happens, a light appears in these ruins, and you guys are going to be like the adventuring party that is tasked with figuring out what's going on. And that will like lead us to our sort of adventure. The ruins are like 30 minutes outside of town in the middle of like a swamp. So it's kind of like you use Otari as like a base camp, and you can go to the dungeon and find what you're doing and come out. And I don't know this for a fact, but from what I understand, you kind of like go down and like learn secrets or uncover stuff, and then leave the dungeon and go out into the world and trek to these places to explore them, and then come back to the dungeon and maybe like learn more and like push it further. So it definitely not supposedly taking place 100% in this one mega dungeon, despite the fact the mega dungeon itself is the central component of this adventure path.
Very cool.
So I'm
super
excited. I'm excited to see what it's all about. Yeah. I know that they announced like, all the different names. The second book in the adventure path is like devil focused, it looked like. If you guys aren't sick of devils
exactly.
yet.
Perfect. No
Right.
contracts.
Right?
I
Yeah.
have PTSD with devils. Kidding.
For sure.
Sorry about that, guys.
I just figured out the name.
Oh, what is it?
El Rondo.
Joe Smith.
No. Ellen Rondo, because Ellen, Elena in Elven, because I just looked all this dumb shit up, it means referring to the stars, and then Rondo means like a cave or from the earth. So he's a cave elf who left the caverns to go and study the stars, which is where his background is, because he left his cave and his people, and he found his way to this city, and now is a star watcher.
I like that. But I think I just connected some dots. Is a cave elf like a drow? Is that the intent?
He's not exactly a drow.
Well, I know
He's
that. I know, but like, is that like kind of our cavern elves or whatever? They're the ones that live
Drows-
underground fully.
Well, drows do exist. But
Are they a thing too?
Yes. Because Undercommon is a drow language.
Good point.
So it's more of like he's from. I mean, this is already going to the backstory I was creating. He's from a society that like were up on top of the world, and then decided to go back into the caves to protect their homeland because the drow and other things were coming up out of the ground. So in order to protect them and their home, they as a group migrated back into the cave system and were defending the surface from incursions from the Underdark.
Got it. I like that tying in the caverns to the stars. So that's cool.
Yep. So his name is like a Star Cave or something like that if you were to translate it.
Very nice. So I mean, given that we've been at this for like 3+ hours, and I think we're pretty much ready to go with episode 1 hitting the ground running next week. You can remember there's plenty of equipment you can buy. So make sure you spend your starting gold to buy healing kits and weaponry and armor and all
potions.
That stuff.
Remember to buy potions, everybody. They're
Well, how
cheap.
much? Potions cost like what? 5 gold or 10 gold? 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, you start with 15, so 4 is a decent investment, but you could definitely pick some up.
Yep. I have healer tools as well. I'm not very good with them, but I have them. So
I had to forego the feat wherein I was trained in medicine and religion to get
Ooh,
dark vision.
that's true. You
It's all
did give
good.
that up for the dark vision.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay, so maybe I stay with medicine, and instead of one of my
hold on.
cantrips,
Hold on.
is
Hold on.
healing
Everyone.
of
Okay. Everyone. Bree, isn't your class like healing focused?
Yes.
Okay, so we have someone in the class who can make potions and stuff. So we don't need to all change our characters all of a sudden.
Good.
I'm
good
still
call.
gonna do it.
Yeah,
I
that
wanted
is.
dark vision.
Yeah, no, it's a good point you called out because we did talk early on about you having the medicine kit skill, and it's good to point out you had to drop it in case we need to refinish. But yeah, just the fact that you're an alchemist that can make medicine checks using your crafting skill, that's going to be hilarious.
Yeah, that's amazing. Like, hey, let me hold on, let me get these staples and I'll just fix
Oh,
this up
God.
real
Yeah,
quick.
stitching you up. You guys are going to be all
Have
scarred
your
up by
own
the end of this.
pharmacist.
Yes, you're a pharmacist now. You
I
can't
didn't go
escape
to
your day
medical
job.
school, but I can feed you plants.
Well, did
I
you go to
didn't- I
medical
didn't go
school?
No,
No.
you didn't go to medical
Potions.
school,
I went to pharmacy school.
and you've got this dope ass glue that you made from sap. So let's do it.
Well, I meant like
God, I didn't even go to
Aurelia.
pharmacy
Did
school.
Aurelia go to medical school?
Aurelia did not go to medical school. She also did not go to pharmacy school. She went to the forest and started throwing stuff together in a pot.
Got it.
Yeah, that's gonna keep your laceration closed. That's fine. It's from this tree sap I found.
Yeah, I mean, look, they
Bubblegum.
use super glue to close wounds all the time when they don't have stitches or staples. So
That's
we're fine.
true. And honey to heal wounds itself.
Mhm.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
And my grandma would always throw flour in wounds to pack it.
We're a homeopathic, organic loving team.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We're all about the essential oil life.
Yes.
I'm really interested to see how your combat comes together because I'm trying to
too.
visualize it. Right, one melee fighter gets up in there, and then everyone else is like kind of ranged
buffs.
It's a lot of yeeting.
I have a
Yeah.
bow.
Buffs.
and lots of buffs from Hal. Yeah, you have a bow and a bunch of cantrips and spells.
Mhm.
Your familiar can fight, but it's not really his primary thing, right?
No, it's gonna sit somewhere, and I'm gonna cast my spells through it.
So let me ask you guys this, just for my personal knowledge. We spent a lot of time focusing on our level 1 stuff, but did anyone like come up with like a picture of where your character wants? Did you guys see like a level 5 feat that excited you, and now you're building towards it, or are you just taking this one level at a time and just taking whatever looks cool at each level?
I don't think ahead that well.
Okay. Well, it's hard if you don't even know how the class functions to then plan ahead. I was just curious. Like for New Lara. Did I say it right? New Lara?
Yes.
For New Lara, what do you visualize as your fighter? Are you going to be like a shield and weapon carrying? Like, are you going to be specializing in defense, offense?
You know what? Actually, now that the backstory is slowly forming in my head, I might not play her as the shield bearing fighter like
Mhm.
Valerie. Um so it's gonna be interesting because I'll have to take, like other feats and stuff.
Mhm.
Well, no, who knows? But because I did play Valerie and then, like I really enjoyed the class, I wanted to see, like what more it could offer the higher levels I get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get to custom make it to your liking, right? From all the options, which is cool.
Yes.
Brianna, you were not swayed by the toxologist class or
Nah.
specialty? Is it like a poisoner's sort of one?
Pretty much.
Okay. And Rick, did you plan out your bard higher than level 1 or just kind of go in at level 1? Are you muted or did we lose you?
I'm muted. I'm going to take Multifarious Muse at second level.
What the heck is
which
that?
gives me another feat, which lets me focus on performance. So I can well, make my lingering composition last longer. So instead of 2 rounds, it's 3 rounds
Okay.
for one action would be amazing.
Nice.
So you're literally just gonna be rocking out in the middle of all the fights.
Yep. Would it be? Yep, pretty much.
Okay. And I am sad to learn, Jordan, that you were really excited to have Cackle, and you don't get it at level 1.
Something to look forward to.
But is it something you're probably going to lean into for your like level 2 thing? I guess you wouldn't.
I'm
know 'cause
thinking
you'd
about
have
it.
You'd have to look at what it's competing against, right?
Yeah, because I've got level 1 and level 2 feats to look at. So
Right. Very cool, guys.
so many options.
Oh, so here's the other half of your homework assignment. We need a group name. So do we want to leave that to be like TBD and then organically kind of come to a group name if we want to
It
do
has
a
to be
group?
organic, otherwise it's not fun.
Sure.
Right. Agreed.
Either organic in this, like, because there's 2 ways to do this, right? We could do like the group name is in the characters themselves, like the Alleged 5 or the Atari 2600s, or you as like a group of players can come up with a name that defines like your group. Like not as characters, but as people. But I think we should probably lean into the character group name, like your adventuring party name. And I agree. Let's come up with it organically. So as we're playing through, when you guys are like, "Hey, I got a good group name," you guys are going to be I'm not going to be the one driving that. It's going to be up to you guys to let me know when and where that happens and what we want to call ourselves. Any other outstanding questions that you guys need from me before we call it for tonight?
I am Gucci.
I might change my character art to one of the other long-haired dudes.
Okay. Was there one you remember that you saw?
Yep.
One of the ones we deleted?
Yep.
Can I control Z that far back?
Nope.
I'm still going.
You can do it.
I'm still going. Oh my god, it goes pretty far back. Oh god.
Wow.
How far back can we go? No wonder Roll20 lags so much. Look at how much it keeps in memory.
Right?
Oh,
Holy
Oh
sheesh.
wow.
was any of those it?
Could be.
Because remember you had 6 and you had Jordan roll, right?
Yep. Yep.
Oh, there's the first one.
Yeah. Like that guy and this guy and
Oh yeah, yeah.
this
That's
guy
them.
and this
That's
guy.
them. That's all of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, I think we moved some of the good ones out of the way by accident.
Did we?
What's
I was
under
trying to-
this one? What's under this one right here? Yes, that's one of them.
Yep, that's one of them.
That's one of them.
Actually, that's
one
actually.
of yeah,
I think
that
I will be
yeah,
that guy. Yeah.
that looks perfect.
Yep.
Okay. So now I
That-
gotta delete.
That fool's taking out a guitar everywhere he goes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I think I might have messed up some of your tokens. If you had like program your tokens, it probably controls Z out of it.
Yeah. So I think the ones picked so far are this guy, her, and her.
Right. And then this one was to be. This is the one you wanted, right, Rick? This suave looking gentleman.
Yep.
Okay. So I know you say all your stuff, Nina, but you'll probably need to reset it. Sorry about that. And let's see, there's got to be full character art for that guy.
Okay. I made it more pretentious. My character's name is Alenial Rondorian.
Impossible. Impossible.
Alenial Rondorian.
And what does it mean? What's the full thing mean?
Concerning the stars, but from the earth.
That's deep.
He's not holding a guitar, but
Put
he's
it-
holding.
Just put a guitar in his hand.
I
Yep.
love those roads.
Bill
Just
and Ted.
yeah, just rotoscope the staff out and put a guitar.
Nice.
Easily done.
Okay. Anything else? If you change your mind on your token, that's fine. You got a whole week to figure it out. If you go to sleep and you wake up in sweats going, I can't live with that character, then don't worry about it. We can change it. Also, I have no idea how lethal Pathfinder 2e is, so maybe we'll be killing characters off left and right.
Yep.
I really don't know.
Some systems are just like, hey, come to every session with a backup.
Right. Considering how long it took us to make these characters in the first place, I hope we don't lose them that often. But if we do, there's a million cool options to go from, so that's the upside. So
I just enjoy that I picked an elf and chose an appropriate feat that just is like, oh, as a witch, you can't use any weapons. Ha 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 ha.
There you go. Well, I could try. There, I put you at the bottom, so this will be your holding spots for your tokens on the landing page.
Yep, I'll figure it out.
Yep. All right, guys. I think that does it for our stream tonight. Like, what do you guys think? Making characters too hard or the right amount of complicated?
Process.
It's a process, but I don't think it's too hard. It's getting used to.
Do you think
How
it'd be
it happens?
Yeah, do you think it'd be faster the second time you try to make a character now that you
Oh, for sure.
kind of see it?
Yep.
Yeah. And those 4 free, like, I feel like the stats, you guys get really strong stats, right? Because everything starts at 10 and then you just boost everything like crazy. So getting those 4 free feat bonuses was pretty killer.
Yeah, I mean, with the bonuses, I neutralized the flaw in my con score and then turned it into a bonus of 14 instead with those bonuses. Like my stats are 10, 14, 14, 18, 12, 10.
Not bad.
Just through all the different bonuses. Like it's pretty wild how customized it gets based on the choices you make.
And you could even customize it more by doing voluntary flaws to like boost something else, you know?
Yeah, like I was thinking about it and I was thinking to myself, I am probably never going to use charisma ever. Like that's just not the way my character is designed. So like, do I need 10? Maybe not.
Right. We'll see. Anyways, I think that does it for tonight. So those of you who watched our session 0 that was really interested in what it's like to make Pathfinder characters, I hope you learned something making the characters with us from scratch. But even if this character building session was not your cup of tea, we have a really cool adventure starting next week as our characters are tasked with discovering the Ruins of Gauntlight. So just to leave you with the sort of box cover art for what this says, it says, enter the mega dungeon. When the mysterious Gauntlight, an eerie landlocked lighthouse, that is already weird. It's a landlocked lighthouse. Glows with a baleful light, the people of Otari know something terrible is beginning. The town's newest heroes, that's you guys, must venture into the ruins around the lighthouse and delve the dungeon levels far beneath it to discover the evil the Gauntlight heralds. Hideous monsters, deadly traps, and mysterious ghosts all await the heroes who dare to enter the sprawling mega dungeon called the Abomination Vault. And that's part 1 of our thing. So that's where we kick off next week. I want to see what's in the mega dungeon. Part 2 is called Hands of the Devil. And the picture on the cover is literally a devil full of contracts.
Hell yeah.
I am excited. More devils. All right, well, let's give our sign offs. I'm DM Steve. Follow me at Steve the DM on Twitter or DM Steve on Twitch and DM Steve on YouTube. Give us a like, give us a follow. Interact with us between sessions if you want to, give us some tips or just say what you're excited about in the new adventure path. Like, we love to hear it. Interact with me. I'll be your friend. That was my cheesy smile. Let's go with the birthday boy first. Jordan.
Hi, happy birthday to me. Don't add me. I'm not your friend. I will be your favorite witch though, and we're gonna have so much fun because I just took the flaw of -1 to my charisma, so I'm gonna be so much fun this campaign.
Plus, I mean, to be fair, it's -2, and you got to take on 2 stats.
Yep.
So, what else are you gonna be weak too?
Yeah, I don't need strength for anything.
Brianna.
Good night, guys. Excited for this campaign. Thanks, Steve, for writing this. And yeah, be safe. Yeah, that's about all I have. I don't have any socials, so please do not try to find me. You will find nothing.
Tell 'em.
Nina.
Hello.
Goodbye, not
Have
hello.
have a good night, you guys. See you next week. Thanks, Steve, for being incredibly patient.
Of course, that's what we're here for.
Yeah, I hope that the numbers that I have on my character sheet are right, but I trust that you will tell me if
Give us a rundown. What are your numbers?
I would tell you, but like right now, my monitor is black again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't
All
know
right,
what's happening.
let's see. I can pull your numbers up. So you have 18, 12, 16, 10, 12, 10. That sounds about right.
Okay. Yeah, please don't find me on Twitter. It's a spam account. So please don't. I just retweet a bunch of stuff. And see you next week.
Okay. And Rick.
Super excited about next week. If you want to play your POV, go ahead and follow me on Twitch, Hallowed RPG, Hallowed on Twitter. Big shout out to Jordan for his birthday, and he'll be running Delta Green on Friday. I'll be streaming it as well from a player perspective, so should be a good time. New system. But again, thanks for organizing, Steve, and getting ready to go.
Yeah, definitely. And I just want to say, if you enjoy DM Steve, then you're going to really enjoy Player Steve, because I'm playing in Delta Green Friday as well.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So come see Player Steve. So, yeah. All right, guys. I had a lot of fun tonight. I'm more than excited for next week. Don't go anywhere. Come back. Find us. Enjoy the new campaign. Catch us at the beginning, because, we're going to be world famous soon. Just kidding. But
I believe it.
take care, guys. Good night.
Good night.